Hey there, Globetrotters and Globetrottettes. That word has five T's. My name is Zeke Freak, and I'm currently redefining Midwest emo. Joining me today are my usual cohorts Kevin, the phantom thief of thyroids, and Saradin, who only eats his burgers vertically. And together, we're gonna speedrun Godzilla NES. No, not that one. Or that one. And definitely not that one. Welcome to the Baka Gaijin Show.
I forget how many Godzilla NESs there were. And they were also doing the Famicom.
There's so
Because
many.
of course there were.
There's so many Godzillas.
Mm-hmm. It's a real good time if you like crap.
I know, right?
Why are there so many bad NES Godzilla games?
I guess the real question is why are there so many bad NES games? Just period.
Also, why are there so many bad Godzilla games?
Why are there so many games?
Remember the video game crash was because of like an oversaturation of really crappy.
Yeah, and then they just did it again.
And they just did it again on consoles.
We did it again, but then I guess we had magazines to review things, so it was slightly better.
Yeah. That's the difference. Is that we had Nintendo Power to review games, to review officially licensed, fully produced games, so people knew the difference between Super Mario World, which was a great game, and Super Mario Brothers, I guess we're talking NES, which is a great game, versus whatever fuck Lester the Unlikely was.
I was also gonna bring up Lester the Unlikely.
Yeah, that's funny.
Which is it's crazy how likely it is for Lester the Unlikely to be brought up in conversation.
I know, right?
Yep. More like
Lester the
likely to get shat on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. There we go.
Yep.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a bit Globetrotters and Globetrottettes.
For the record,
whatever that means.
Okay, so like I switch over I didn't realize. So it's fine on the recording, but on Discord it forgot to switch over to my USB mic, so I just did that. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, you sound different now.
Yeah, if I sound different to y'all, it's not gonna reflect in like the episode. So yeah.
Yeah, you sound bolder, more proactive, possibly even masculine presenting.
Yes.
Would you describe yourself as masculine presenting?
I would actually, yes.
Yeah. Could you stop presenting your masculinity to children?
I was going to say,
really appropriate.
Please.
Yeah.
What fucking children listen to us?
That's a good. I can think of at least one, but also, I mean, technically, but also, I mean, I wouldn't consider him as such, but
right.
You know, whatever. Yeah, he's a man in my book. But also, Kevin, I've been meaning to tell you this for years, but you have the look of a flasher. I need you to understand this.
You do.
He does, doesn't he?
Is that before or after I got my hair cut?
Actually, I think the cut made it worse, honestly.
You mean the one that I just got like last week?
Well, I've seen your hair both long and short, and I'm assuming it's on the short side right now, so...
God damn it. I can't win. If it's long, I look like Shaggy, and if it's short, I look like a Flasher. What the hell?
What? Okay, I've been also meaning to ask you this for an equal amount of time. Why are you so offended at the notion of looking like Norval Rogers?
Honestly, I'm coming around to it. I'm coming around to it, because I'm starting to realize he's kind of based.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, he's mastered Ultra Instinct. Even Goku hasn't done that.
True.
Yeah, so he's got that going for him.
There are some DBZ fans who have masturbated to Ultra Instinct.
It's true.
So.
Yep.
I assume everyone has masturbated to everything at some point.
And that's 4 minutes until we got something that would get us demonetized. Great job, everybody.
I'm sure something before that was, but I mean, you know,
right?
It works. Yeah. Well, we don't have to worry about it because we're never getting monetized in the first place.
True.
They can't demonetize us if we don't monetize.
True.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'm just saying, we have efficiency.
Yeah.
Join us on Patreon. We don't have Patreon.
That's the long term. That's the long-term goal, is to somehow worm our way into a dedicated group of weirdos who will give us money.
Yep.
But until then, it's just for our own amusement.
Oh yeah.
Our next budgetary goal is to earn enough from Patreon so that we can have constant pyrotechnics background.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Audio quality wise, it might be.
Okay, yeah, true. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. It's a good question. I don't even know I don't know what we'd spend budget on. I guess it depends on how much. Maybe getting on an actual service, that would be one of them.
That would be one. That would be one.
We have to stop using other people's music though, and that's not what we're about.
Yeah. Licensing.
Right.
We're pirates who don't do anything. Yeah.
I gotta do that thing where regular car reviews swapped roles one day, where Roman did the narration and Mr. Regular did the song for the thing, and his song was just hitting a cowbell and a concert and was like, "This is music. This is music. This is music. This is music."
Yep. Yeah, it's great. I love role reversals. Like it's like that one. I think it's actually been more than one time, but there was at least one time where Red and Link sat in opposite chairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Open up the episode. Wait a fucking minute.
Yeah. So they dug a medium-sized hole recently.
They did. They did. Yes.
I was there. I laughed. I cried. I experienced deep introspection, and I saw two grown men dig a medium-sized hole.
Yep.
It was very medium-sized.
It was certainly a hole of medium size.
It changed how I view medium-sized holes forever.
Yeah, it really changed the game. It
Transcendent
really did.
experience, honestly. Yeah, peak Kino, actually.
Really a spiritual journey we went on.
For them, at least, it was. That's the vibe I got from it. And I think it was all to sell a fridge magnet. They got to get in on that, though. Pretty soon, their target demographic won't be able to afford fridges, so...
Yeah, very quickly, we are reaching that point. Mini fridges are still okay, but, it's a matter of time.
Soon we'll get back to the ever-old reliable icebox.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that'll be the day.
So they can sell us ice by the bag.
Just like the good old days.
We actually got a new refrigeration unit in the laundry room because the outside freezer doesn't work very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's now just a big freezer, like a chest freezer in the laundry room of all places. So now people will be like, "Where am I gonna get fries?" I'm like, "Check the laundry room."
Boy, do I got a surprise for you in the laundry room.
Kevin, you're not helping your flasher image.
I realized that as soon as I said it.
No. Also in the laundry room, you might find your long beige trench coat. I had a friend who wore a trench coat all through high school.
I did too, actually.
Did you walk up to random people at
You
the
did
store
too?
and,
wait.
They had zebra cakes on the inside. Did they have zebra cakes and little Debbie snacks on the inside? And he would just walk up to people and be like, quiet.
No, but he was shirtless underneath.
Oh,
no. My guy wore a shirt. My guy wore a shirt.
What do you mean your guy? You said you did that.
No, I knew a guy.
Oh, you knew. Oh, it's about a
Everybody
friend,
knows the guy, Kevin. That's not a defense, okay? Okay, Jesus Christ.
No. You don't understand. It's about a friend of his.
It's not everybody knows a guy in a trench coat. It's just a very weird middle ground we share here.
Yeah, I know a guy in a trench coat. He's on my podcast, Flashing Children.
Right, exactly. Jesus Christ.
I can assure you, there are no children within the vicinity.
Kevin, you're on a register.
And why do you think that is, Kevin? Why did you think you had to get away from them? New BGS lore unlocked. Somebody add it to the wiki.
We're learning so much today, and I don't think it's good.
I'm looking forward to when we eventually blow up. Obviously, I'm looking forward to someone having to go back through all this fucking bullshit, 100 fucking hours of lore, and add it all to a comprehensive wiki.
Yep.
A long string of self-contradicting statements that even we don't remember.
We're just gonna have a page of list of times Zeke said something controversial or problematic.
I mean, honestly, you could make it would be much easier to make a list of times I didn't do that.
True. List of Zeke Freak popular opinions.
List of times Zeke Freak was an upstanding citizen. I think children should do more drugs.
Well, that's not getting added to the page.
It might get added to a different page.
It might get added to a different page. We don't know.
But the question is which drugs?
True.
We should do a drug tier list.
There is a lot. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that on the fucking non-existent list of tier lists you want me to... No.
Right, yeah. Yes, Kevin.
No, Zeke.
We're gonna do hard.
That's another
drugs
fucking
and
list
rank
that's
them.
gonna be on the wiki. Just the lists of tier
Guys,
lists.
tune in to our membership content, doing lots of hard drugs on stream and ranking them.
Yes. Yes, that's what the people want. It's that or feet pics, Kevin. Take your pick.
We just did the Mythbusters intro. Remember, don't do anything you see on the show at home. Ever!
We're professional idiots. We do this for a living.
No, I'm very smart. It's all been planned. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, obviously.
This is all being done for scientific accuracy.
Exactly. So add the hard drug tier list to the tier list.
The tier list as well as the tier list.
Well, we got to do the tier lists before we do the tier list.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's our plan. Do a bunch of tier lists and then make a tier list out of all the tier lists.
Yep.
Yeah. It's similar to my plan to do a reaction video to a reaction video and then have someone else do a reaction to that reaction video and then have someone do a reaction to that reaction video.
Yeah, I was about to say, if we're doing a tier list to the tier list, that means we would actually have to rank the tier list to the tier list in a separate tier list, so it would just fold in on itself again.
Yes. Yes, it's a Mobius tier list, yes.
Yep.
Who the fuck messaging me? It is 10:47 in the morning.
That's a good question.
Who the hell?
People like me? Question mark.
I was so fucking tired after work, I just crashed immediately and then got up at like 3 in the morning. And now I'm gonna take a nap after the show's over.
Oh yeah.
I get back on track.
Yeah, I fucking went to bed at like 3 a.m. I only slept 4 hours. I only slept like 4 hours last night, weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel all that tired. I guess it was a very restful 4 hours.
Wow, fucking amazing. A day where Kevin doesn't feel tired.
I must have just
That is fucking amazing.
passed the fuck out.
And you didn't even sleep 18 hours like I did.
This is a I feel like you need to be examined by scientists today.
Yeah, why is it when I get a good night's sleep, I'm just exhausted?
Something's wrong with you today.
I have no idea. I don't know. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Strange. Unusual.
Worthy of scientific analysis.
Yep. I'm an enigma of a human being.
Clearly. Oh, you know what else we could rank on a tier list? Our organs.
Oh, that would take a while. Woo!
I mean, you don't have that many.
Yep.
Also, some of them double up, so it's like, what, are you going to say your left kidney is higher rank than your right kidney?
It's also a good point.
I guess some people can make that claim if they have, like, a one-kidney problem, but...
My appendix, F tier, literally useless.
You know what's a funny mental image? You know how you can live with one lung and you can live with one kidney? What if someone had like a left kidney but like a right lung? So if you did like an X-ray of them, their body would be like lopsided but also completely symmetrical.
Like balanced. Yeah.
Well, not symmetrical, but yeah, balanced. It'd be like swap. Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of evens out at that point. Yeah.
How many? Wait. How many organs can you have only one of? In like an alternating pattern, Like maybe you have like one of the eyes, and then the alternative lung, and then the alternative kidney. Is there anything else that comes in a pair?
Balls.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so right. So okay, casting call out there. If you have a left eye, right lung, left kidney, right ball only, or vice versa, please call us. We
Let
want to
us
hear
know.
what the fuck your life story is.
Because that sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
I was in debt to the mob a lot, so something
Yeah.
had to go to pay those debts.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like you only get there through conscious choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just very statistically improbable you'd get that way by accident.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
don't
like
really
that's
just accidentally fall into debt with
Yeah.
the mob.
Well, not. Well, you do, but I mean, like,
Right,
losing
yeah.
all those organs in various accidents, I feel like you have to purposely make the decision to give them up.
Right, yeah.
What's the market for testicles, anyway?
I have no... I don't know. I don't know.
Can you even...
Some
Can you even...
cultures, no. Some cultures use them as an aphrodisiac. They do
That's
things
true.
with them.
Yeah, the Omicrons.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
The Omicronians, yeah. Oh, wait, no, that was noses, I forgot.
Yeah. Human horn.
Ground human horn. Right, but, yeah. But I was just wondering, because I don't know, can you do testicle transplant? Is that a thing?
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
So I'm not. So outside of the cannibalism market, I suppose I don't think there's much market desire for testicles.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't think you can transplant them.
Yep.
If you're a testicle transplant specialist, please contact us. We want you on the show for a number of reasons.
Yeah, Jesus
I have several questions.
It's mostly that you don't.
Well,
need
he has
to
several
transplant.
testicles to sell you.
Now coming to Lifetime Real Movies, the story of Jed, the guy who gave his left testicle because his brother had none.
What if you transplanted individual testicles onto yourself, but they're different testicles, and they're both different races, but they're also both different race than you. So imagine if you're a white guy and you have like one Hispanic testicle and one black testicle. Would you be like the Neapolitan of a person?
What the hell?
I'm asking the question.
I don't know how to answer the question. That's the thing. I guess maybe.
Right, because then in combination with your still white penis, you'd have like a Neapolitan junk. This is assuming transplantation of testicles is even possible in the first
It is
place.
even possible, yeah.
But we might have just stumbled upon a lucrative market opportunity.
Possibly. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. The future is all about bodily cosmetics, Kevin.
Right.
You know.
So says
that guy,
Cyberpunk 2077.
among other things, like 1,000 Ways to Die. Remember the guy who like turned himself into a tiger?
Oh yeah. God,
Tiger guy.
1,000 Ways to Die was a weird fucking show.
1,000 Ways to Die was a based show.
Doesn't mean it wasn't weird.
Sure, but it was weird in a based way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very entertaining to watch.
Formative for me, even.
Remember,
I feel
guys,
like
remember, guys, don't try to jerk yourself off using a pool suction device.
So don't try to give yourself liposuction with a garage vacuum. With no, that's not what they're called. Shop vac.
Yeah,
shop
with
vac,
the shop vac, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, at least use a Dyson. The suction is extra clean there.
No, I don't. That's still too powerful, I think.
Yeah, the whole thing with that is that, like, the level of suction was far too powerful and far too unruly. So,
Yeah, the medical prognosis was far too much suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is,
suck was too
in
much.
fact, possible to get sucked too much.
Yeah. Especially if you're performing a home liposuction with trash bags.
Yeah, fucking yeah.
See, if we had universal healthcare, he wouldn't have done that.
Hello and welcome to Redneck Liposuction.
Universal healthcare in no country covers cosmetic surgery like liposuction.
Well, maybe it should.
There isn't a
Okay,
single
but
universal healthcare system in the world that covers that. I'm sorry. Keep dreaming.
Yeah.
I knew that, and you chose to ruin my joke anyway.
I know. I know. I gotta make sure. No, I gotta make sure the liberals always cut down a few pegs. You know.
Why can't
Anyway.
I just retroactively debunk a 15-year-old clip from Thousand Ways to Die? Why does it gotta be an argument for you?
I just like to keep things. I just like to keep things regular, sir.
Sure. I understand.
Congratulations, Zeke. Now you have two people who do this to you.
Do what? What do
This.
you do?
I
What's this?
don't know.
Scholarly debate? Yes, I guess.
Yep. Joke
Whatever
ruining.
this is, I feel like our whole show is based around doing this to one another.
What, joke ruining?
I don't know if that... You're just making up phrases now. If I had to describe it, it's kind of like recreational gaslighting, I suppose.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No, it isn't. It's not. And you're crazy for thinking that.
Hey, he's doing it right now.
No, I'm not. And you're crazy for thinking that. So it's been a few weeks.
It has been.
What?
It has been.
One of us decided to fuck off to a different continent.
Yep. That's true. It wasn't me.
Oh no, nobody was assuming it was you.
I know. It's just
Yeah.
I'm
Nobody,
just saying.
Look, it's illegal to assume Kevin has more than $37 to his name at any given time.
There it is. We got it.
Illegal? No.
Come on, you could have waited like 15 more minutes before making that joke, and that would have been perfect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the show had to go on.
True.
There's only so much we can recreationally gaslight each other, a real thing that I definitely called it, before we got to move on with the show.
True.
You know? Yeah. So Sheridan, why don't you tell us about your trip a little bit?
I went to Japan and came back. There's not much else to tell.
Okay.
Oh, bullshit!
Could you imagine?
Bullshit.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, just went to Japan, got a hotel room, stayed there for 10 days, came back. No.
No, it just reminds me of the ending of SAO Abridged, where they're like, where Kirito's like, so I just got one question, why? I forgot a long time ago. Wait, really? No, could you imagine if that was my answer?
To be fair, it's barely a step
What
up
was
from the
it?
canon answer.
It was fighting something off of. It was fighting something from Metacritic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like Metacritic. God damn it! No,
Barely a step up from the canon answer of "I saw it in a dream."
yeah, that's fair.
We love you, Reki Kawahara, but sometimes, what?
I like it.
I know. It's just
silly.
very silly. It's very silly. It came to me in a dream. Fuck.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, what did you do in Japan?
yeah. The anyway was a segue to that.
Anyway, yeah. So no, my flights were fucking awful. I will tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
Because of the Coriolis effect and the fact that the wind blows in a certain direction, flying directly to Japan is not an option.
Right.
Because you're just gonna go super slow.
So I know what
kinda have
that
to go-
is, but for everyone who doesn't, why don't you explain that?
So the Coriolis effect is the effect that the rotation of the Earth has on things traveling through the air.
Right.
Snipers have to account for this in their mathematics when lining up a shot, because the Earth's rotation actually affects bullet travel on long distances, and so
As I don't tell you about being a sniper, it involves a lot of math.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is. Bill Nye the Science Grunt is what I would call it.
Bill.
Right. Unaliving you off the dollar menu. But anyway, so travel there, we had to go north into Canada and then south, kind of skirting by the edge of Russia, kind of southwest, to kind of avoid the headwinds as much as possible.
Right.
And it was a 14-hour flight. It was a 3-hour flight to Dallas, and then it was a 14-hour flight from Dallas to Narita Airport in Japan. On the way back, for comparison, because we got to fly with the Coriolis effect and with the headwinds, it was an 11-hour flight all the way to Chicago, which is further.
Jeez.
And it was a 45-minute flight from Chicago back to Cincinnati. So it was like 12 hours combined for both flights, whereas it was 16 hours minimum. It was like 16 or 17 just flying.
Sweet Jesus.
But then after that, of course, I landed, and then I had to, immediately grab a train. I caught a Skyliner train, which is a bit of a more long distance train. It's not a Shinkansen, it's not a bullet train, but it is.
I was gonna ask if it was like the bullet train from the movie Bullet Train.
I did not get to ride the Shinkansen bullet train this time around. The opportunity I had for that, unfortunately, fell through due to the weather. I was going to have to take the Shinkansen to Nagashima Spaland, but that plan fell through because it rained at the end of the last week. It rained out everything, so
Yeah.
They can't drive the bullet train when it rains?
No, I wasn't going to spend a whole but the reason for me taking the train fell through because it was raining. I
thought you meant they canceled a bullet train to weather, which I'm like, what?
No. No, I canceled my trip because of weather.
Right, okay.
I wasn't about to stand in an amusement park.
Because I was going to be like, what weather could possibly stop a bullet train?
No, I just wasn't about to stand around in an amusement park while it was raining the whole time.
Sure.
And, all the rides were shut down. Because roller coasters do get shut down because of weather.
Yeah.
All right, who the fuck is messaging me?
Unlike the Superior bullet train, which does not.
Because it's like Because it's dangerous to run roller coasters and shit while it's fucking raining.
It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous. It's just a problem because weather, wind, and rain affect the friction coefficients on the track.
Yeah.
And can cause wheel slippage, which really slows the trains down, and then you can end up with trains cratering at the bottom of like a hill or something. And then the only way to get them off is to disassemble the train off the track. So
I thought it was push it with a broom.
So no. Which takes hours. So if it craters at the top, if it stalls at the top of a hill, then yes.
Yeah.
If it stalls at the bottom of a hill, then no. You have to disassemble the train.
Well, I mean, what if you pushed it harder with a broom?
Okay.
There are a number of issues
that can
with
withstand like 200 kilonewtons of force.
What if you rubbed butter on the track? What about then?
Again,
just rub some butter, push with a broom.
A number of issues.
Look, I'm not a roller coasterologist.
I feel like you don't need to be in order to understand basic fucking physics like this.
I understand physics. Put butter on things, make slippy.
Right. So anyway, so I had to take a Skyliner train from the hotel or from the train station to close to my hotel, and then I had to take a bus, and then I had to take another train to get a little bit further, and then I had to take a bus to get the rest of the way, and then walk the rest of the way. My hotel was nice. But before I did that, once I got off the Skyliner, I immediately stopped for some ramen someplace, because I was fucking famished, and the food, oh my god. So the food on American Airlines long distance flight sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It was awful. It just wasn't good. And it wasn't frequent enough either. There was like a 6-hour period.
I think they do that on purpose so that you buy shit from the terminal.
Possibly? I don't know. I think it's also a limit of how much food they can actually carry on board.
Right.
Because, on a flight that size, like we were on a 787, so like a flight that size, there's like 200 people on board, and it's like, you know, prepping 3 meals for 200 people plus snacks and extra.
That's a lot of that's a lot of bags of pretzels.
There's no, that's a lot of, it's just a lot of food. So, and believe it or not, planes do have a weight limit, and you have to account for the luggage and stuff too.
Yeah.
So
I believe
I think it's mostly a limitation. Well, because you can buy extra food and drinks if you want to. So they want to pack as much food on there as possible so that they incentivize people to buy. But
Yeah.
I think that limits, you know, how much they can actually, you know. Anyway, flight logistic. If you're a flight logistics person, we want you on the show to explain the shit.
Logistician, yes.
Logistician, yeah. But anyway, so the flight over, the food sucked. My seat was uncomfortable as fuck, and I was pinned, of course, against a window next to two two other people. So I didn't really get a chance.
Oh, did you get in between like a bickering married couple, like I wanted?
No, that didn't happen. You can suck my dick. My trip was
okay.
better than that.
Okay.
But it was one of those situations where I couldn't exactly like spread out.
Right,
So I was kind of pinned in the corner for
couldn't man spread.
14 hours. I was pinned in the corner for 14 hours, and
His balls were so sweaty.
No, the plane was actually kind of chilly. It was fine though. But yeah, I couldn't sleep at all, so I was exhausted, pissed off. My ass hurt like a motherfucker because the chairs were extremely uncomfortable. And I couldn't move around to shift the weight off of my tailbone. So I was in pain when I got off that flight. So I was like, fuck this. I don't want to ride anything else. I want to stop for some goddamn real food. So I stopped at a local ramen shop in Tokyo. Don't ask me what the name of it was. I don't know. But person there understood, like immediately saw me and was like, American, got it. So he just helped me out with the menu or whatever. The ramen was delicious. And then I went to my hotel, checked in. Check-in process was really easy. My room was very small, but was nice enough. Bed was comfy. And then I just flopped into bed and slept until the next morning. And what did I do on Thursday? That's what I'm trying to remember. I got together with some other guys from the Kageniki server. Basically, we were all there for Hololive 4th Fest, even if we didn't have tickets to get in.
Yeah.
But if we didn't
Which
have
is a
tickets
weird way of saying that, but okay.
Huh?
You were there for an event you weren't allowed into?
I didn't get tickets to it. Tickets were all done through lottery.
I know, but that's just a weird thing to say. We were all there for an event we didn't go to.
Well,
he's gonna explain it.
I'm gonna explain. Like, yeah, we had because of the nature of how they do the lotteries for those, we kind of had to plan our trips before knowing whether or not we'd get tickets. Because if we waited until the notifications for tickets came, it would have been far too late to reasonably plan a trip.
Yeah.
So we had to just hope, and if not, we had backup plans. So obviously, I've wanted to go to Japan for a long time. This was a good excuse to. If I got tickets to the expo or the fest or whatever, even better. I know that one of the spoiled rich Arab kids in our fan group got.
Oh, there's always one of them.
Yeah, there are. You know, people who live in the UAE.
Yep.
So I know that he got in, which, you know, good for him. But you know, some of us did not get tickets, and so what we did was we just did other stuff in Japan. And then we had watch-along parties because the concert was streamed. So we got together and rented out 2 different venues, one for each concert day. And we brought projectors and speakers and everything, and we had our own concert watch-along and everything. And so that was really cool. But that was on Friday. That was on Saturday and Sunday. Thursday, I hung out with the guys from the Kageniki server. We saw the fan advertisement that was at Yukinavision, which is like it's think Times Square, big screens like at Times Square where you can rent out ad space. Yukinavision is known specifically for musical content, so they do top 10 lists. They advertise new idol albums and rock albums and stuff like that. And they had a fan advertisement that some of the fans, one of them I know pretty well, his name's Pong, put together, and we went to go see that, and just visit Akihabara and go around and do a whole bunch of other stuff. And then on Friday I had the KFP off collab, which was organized by some of the people in my fan group, and that was really fun. I think what else. But yeah, the whole weekend was basically just Hololive related fanfare stuff. Saturday and Sunday, I also went to Akihabara before the watch along parties and stuff. Melon Books, not as impressive as I thought it would be. Honestly, I thought it was going to be wall-to-wall dojins, but it's not. Basically, their brick and mortar shop. Now they just moved, so I know that one of their floors was closed off for renovation. That might have been the dojin floor. Whatever, but most of what they had on display was like merch from like eroges and stuff, and they had pre-sale cards and stuff like that, but it wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. But I visited Melon Books, I visited Mandarake. Mandarake is nuts. It's like 8 floors of weebdom.
Oh yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah.
And there is a dojin level. There is a dojin and an adult goods level. But it's like everything is organized by circle, not by series. And
I see.
Yeah, so and then none of it is in English. It's all in Japanese with no pictures. So it really stretched my Japanese knowledge to its.
The dojin had no pictures.
No, the dojin, the dividers, that divide each circle. Like a lot of them will have pictures, and these did not, and they were all in Japanese. So you had to know Japanese to be able to tell one from the other.
Or use the fucking whatever that app's called where you hold your camera.
Google Lens.
Yeah.
Google Lens. Yeah.
I was thinking of the Bing equivalent.
But there's like there's like 300 dividers. So good luck.
Yeah. It was a pretty. Well, first of all, I would have probably went there, but if I did, I would have done it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can spend that much time. It was just easier.
I've used it. It's pretty instant. You just hold it up and it just boop. There it is.
Yeah. So either way, well, it also requires an internet connection, and mine was spotty through most of the day. It turns out being in the most heavily densely populated city in the world.
Oh yeah. Second most. Mexico City exists.
Yes, but Tokyo has more people. Maybe not as densely populated, but it has more people.
Well, we were arguing about the densely population, though.
It's like right behind Mexico City, and it has more people. So.
Yeah, but Mexico City is more densely populated, which was the point I was correcting.
Okay, fair, but that's not the relevant point. The point is just more people in an area. Like 200.
I suppose there's more internet
20
users.
20 million people live in Tokyo, sir. 20 million people live in one city.
But it's a bigger city.
Granted, but I'm not continuing this.
I need a scientist to analyze this.
It's a waste of fucking time. Look, it's harder on the cell towers. That's all I'm gonna fucking say.
Sure.
Akihabara, pretty cool place. Would recommend going. There's some definitely some shops there that are really interesting. There's like one that's called Card Tower, which is literally just 8 floors of card games. Secondary sales, sleeves, custom prints, all kinds of cool stuff. I spent lots of time there. And
you had a fun little
Japanese.
Yeah, you had a fun little thing go on there.
Oh yeah, so it was really funny. So first of all, I bought a bunch of Japanese Magic cards to swag out some of my decks, which were cool. And then the other thing I did was I was checking in the Weiss Schwarz section. Weiss Schwarz has a Hololive set. And I was looking at the wall to see if they had any English member cards.
Of course they did. More like Weiss Wars.
Wow. Thanks.
I went there.
Wow, that's incredibly rude. My wife is not. Thank you.
That wasn't a diss on you. That was a diss on Weiss Schwarz.
Okay. All right. Sure. My wife is not a whore. I'm just going to establish that.
That's not what I said.
All right. So I was checking the Weiss Schwarz section, and I was checking the English Hololive branch section where they had English Hololive cards, and all of them were sold out. All of them. Every copy of every one. Except Kiara.
Yep.
There were 30 copies still on the wall. And that made me mad. I was like, nobody's out here buying my Tensho. So I looked at the prices.
That means more for you, though.
Well, but I was upset because that meant that people just didn't have an interest in her. And I'm like...
But if they were sold out, you would be more upset.
No, I wouldn't have been. I didn't actually. So I didn't need any. I didn't need any Kiara cards. But I saw that, and it made me upset. I was a little sad about it, so I fixed it. I looked at the. I called over the store. I called over the store clerk, right? And I picked up some other ones. Like I picked up some other of the girls, some of the JP and ID for tokens for Magic. You know, Ollie for zombie tokens and Risu for squirrel tokens, and et cetera, et cetera. Because squirrel tokens are a thing in Magic. So like I picked up a bunch of the other cards, and then I pointed to Kiara, and I looked at the store clerk, and I said, and when I was doing this, I was like, each kudasai, ni kudasai, each kudasai, 1, 2, 1, 2, pointing at stuff. And he was like, okay. And then I pointed to Kiara, to the 2 stacks of Kiara, and I said, Zenbu kudasai. And he just pauses, and he looks at how many there are, and he looks at me, and he says, Zenbu? And I said, Hai, Zenbu kudasai. Wakarimashita? And he was like, and he again looked at me and said, Zenbu? And I said, Hi, Zenbu kudasai. Yes, I want all of them.
I'm American, but believe it or not, I can count.
Yes, I want all of them. And so he pulls one of the stacks off and hands them to me, and he says, Hi. And I said, Hi, arigato. Or I said, Demo, Zenbu kudasai. And he's like, you want both stacks? He's like, you want both stacks? I'm like, Hi. So he pulls the second one off. And I go over and
is this like a lot of duplicates, or like these are different?
Yeah, it's a lot of duplicates. It's just a lot of duplicates. Yeah. It's a lot of duplicates. And so
you just straight up had a bitch did I stutter moment. Man.
So I bought all of them. They weren't expensive. If they were like, $4, I bought like a few of them and just been done. But they were 30 yen a piece. So I was like, because they're just a common.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll pick them all up. So, but yeah, the guy there and the guy at the counter were just shocked.
Are there like rare Kiara variants, or are they all like common?
Yeah, there's 2 of them. There's a normal rare that you can get from the pack, and then there's an exclusive rare that you could only get from the Third Fest last year. Those go online for $300 minimum.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
That's normal rare to buy 3 gallons of gas.
Right. Anyway, the normal rares are a couple dollars. They're cool collector's items, but from what I've heard, it's like none of the Hololive rares are necessarily terribly playable. They're mostly just for collector's value.
Right.
Wait, you can play white shorts? It's not just a thing to buy waifus on?
Yeah, you can. It's a game, sir. Yes. Although
surprisingly,
most people do both.
I've never seen anyone actually play white shorts.
I used to be a part of a group that did, actually. Here in Dayton,
you're not confusing it with the equally scandalous Force of Will?
Yes, I'm absolutely certain that it's not Force of Will, because ours actually fired tournaments. Anyway,
that's true.
Yeah.
Well played, sir. Fair point. I forgot. You need players to have a tournament.
It's kind of important.
Yeah, but anyway, so but I used to be a part of a group that played white shorts, and I played it for like a year. But yeah, so I picked up those cards, and I picked up those cards there. Had a fun time at the card shop. I visited Mandarake. The guys were in a rush, so they didn't give me enough time to look through all the dojins I wanted to. So I went back later by myself and spent like 4 hours there.
Yeah.
And Essentia is one of my favorite dojin artists, and I bought a ton of his full color stuff. Which, by the way, dojins in America, you're paying $20 a pop for full color easily. If you get them at a convention from Hidana, you're looking at 50 to 60. I was buying shit for 400 to 600 yen, and it was wonderful. I walked out with a stack. They did have some that were like 20, 25. Like I picked up a number 2 compilation of all of his Idolmaster stuff for like 250 or 25, or excuse me, how to conversion rate, 2,500 yen. So like $20. But it was worth it. That was the most expensive thing I bought. there. And then they had like a store that was all Gunpla and Gunpla making accessories. So
Yes, sir. We sell Gunpla and Gunpla accessories.
Literally. He came up and says we sell giant robots and giant robot accessories.
You know, chicks dig giant robots.
Everybody digs giant robots. Anyway,
permanently.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Like, Akihabara, very fun. I've got tons of pictures to post on my Twitter later.
Electric Street.
We also stopped at that's the other thing. On Friday, before the KFP off collab, me and 7 other guys went to a Final Fantasy themed cafe, which was really cool.
Yeah.
All of the food. So when you went in, you paid your price. I'm sorry, you didn't pay your price. You paid afterwards. When you went in, you and your party, each of you had to choose a class. And then you got a little coaster, like a laminated coaster, that represented your class, and you would sit down, and the waitress would address you by that class. So if you were the healer, she would refer to you as Hila, which was kind of cool.
And if you were the Führer, she'd refer to you as Mein Führer.
No, bad.
Well,
bad, very bad.
They're going to be sending the gulags for that blunder.
Good lord, very bad. Anyway, but then they had soft drinks, mixed soft drinks that were all based on each class, and you got one of those for free. And then you also got an item of food for free. There was like a bulk cost we paid to rent the place, or to get the place rented out.
Yeah.
Or to reserve it. Reserve it. Sorry, it's still early in the morning for me. I slept 18 hours. I'm a little loopy. Because jet lag's a bitch. But so we went to the Final Fantasy Cafe. We got our drinks and everything. The Reaper, which I got, was like cranberry juice, ginger ale, with like a grape edible drink mix jelly at the bottom, which was really pretty. So it went from like dark purple to like lighter purple to like tan at the top, and then it was covered with a dollop of whipped cream, and then a little it's the same kind of cookie as like a church wafer, but it was printed with the Reaper on it. So that was pretty cool. So it was actually an edible little thing at the top. Quite tasty. I ordered a second one too. Every time you ordered a piece of food, they also gave you another little poster thing with like art on it. I have like 6 of them because I ordered so much food. I ordered my first course was I ordered croquettes, which were designed to look like one of the little animals from Final Fantasy. I forget which one. It wasn't chocobos. Everybody says chocobos. It's not chocobos, and it's not the
Moogles.
The little merchant guys with the little ball thing on their head. It wasn't that guy either.
Oh, okay.
No. I forget what it was.
I wasn't paying attention. Describe it again.
No. Anyway,
Okay,
so you can watch the VOD of the podcast. Enjoy yourself. Anyway, but the croquettes were
Just trying
designed
to help. Damn.
were decorated to look like those little animals, and I didn't want to eat them because they were so pretty. And then after that, I got the Bard's meal, which were fish nuggets and fries, served with tartar sauce, mayonnaise, and ketchup, which were delicious. And then I ordered a second Reaper. And then during this, they had, the whole restaurant is decorated to be like Final Fantasy. They had a whole display of like plushies that looked like different animals. They had Final Fantasy weapons, like weapon replicas on the walls and everything, on like sword racks and stuff. The atmosphere was really dim, like a cantina, like an old, like a medieval cantina. They had screens on the walls playing footage from the MMORPG. All of the music in the restaurant was Final Fantasy music. And they had this thing where a guy was doing gacha drawings. If you were in the restaurant, your name got entered into a thing, and if you and he would pull things, and if your name was chosen, he'd bring you a little plastic figure or whatever, a little tiny plastic figure or something. And every time somebody won, they would play the victory theme, the da 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 da, over the loudspeaker. It was actually really cool, dude.
I love that.
These themed cafes are very fun. But the food was delicious. The food was absolutely delicious, and it was presented so well. Like, everything was decorated and just very gourmet looking, and it wasn't expensive. It wasn't expensive. That was the crazy thing. Like, I think after 2 courses and 2 gourmet drinks, I think I paid like $22 or something.
Which is fucking insane, because like when you go out eating
for a themed cafe that you have to reserve, it was nuts.
Yeah, like that would be like $75 over here.
Yeah, easily over here. It'd be like $75 here. At least 50. And I was like 25 over there. I was like, this is lit. And I walked out with a bunch of merch, with a bunch of little like knickknacks and other unique stuff that was just from that cafe. And so yeah, it was absolutely worth it. So if you ever get a chance to go to Japan, find a themed cafe. They also had a in that same building, the floor above us was a Grand Blue Fantasy Cafe, which I don't play, but my buddy Ellie would probably really enjoy that. And there was also a Chainsaw Man themed cafe, which I don't know how that one works. Is everything just gore and bile on a plate? Like, here, you get to eat straight bullets. Like, sweet, this is fucking awesome. Like, I have no idea how that would work, right? But
no, I'm just imagining like a cake that's shaped like the front half of Pochita.
Yes, yes, that would have been awesome, actually. But yeah, so it was Final Fantasy Cafe, very fun. I haven't played a Final Fantasy game since 15. I have never gotten into the MMO. So one of the guys who was like, his name was Oreo, or no, not Oreo. It was Rune. He looked at me and he was like, bruh. So what part of the MMO are you on? He's like, what are you doing here? And I play Final Fantasy games, Jesus. I played through 7 as a kid with my friend, who owned it on his PS1. I played through 10, 10-2, 13, 15. I played Final Fantasy, goddammit! I just haven't played that. I just haven't played the MMO.
It's good enough.
He's like, what the hell are you doing here? And I'm like, I played other Final Fantasies, you asshole. There's 15 of them. Suck my dick.
Soon to be 16.
Yeah. And that's not counting all the extra ones like Lightning Returns and X and 10-2 and stuff like that. So I was just like, I just thought that was a weird dig. He was like, what are you doing here? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I've played other Final Fantasies. I know what a Chocobo is.
Just looking right at you. Get out of here.
She's like, fake fan. I'm like, shut up. I don't play MMOs. I'm not a nerd. Anyway. He says while watching a VTuber while also podcasting.
Something glass house.
She's not a VTuber to me. She's my wife. Anyway, it's a difference.
Right.
You gotta support your wife. Anyway, but yeah, no, the watch along parties were great. Full of energy. Getting to experience that was really fun. Then on Monday, we went to an island called Enoshima, which is near Tokyo. It's like 20 kilometers away from Tokyo. So basically we're on the outskirts. Because Tokyo's fucking huge. But we went to Enoshima. If you guys ever get a chance to go, it is like a little hidden gem. If you actually look at like travel brochures, a lot of them will mention places like Osaka and Hiroshima and like places like that, but they very rarely mention Enoshima. Some of them do. Definitely go. It's close to Tokyo, so it's not like you have to go really far out of your way to get there. It's lesser known, so it's usually not terribly packed by tourists. But my only warning is be prepared for a lot of stairs.
Yeah. A
lot of stairs.
Yeah.
We climbed upstairs to an elevation of over 200 feet above sea level, so just be ready for that. But there's a shrine there. There's lots of cool restaurants there. We stopped at one called Enoshimate, which is actually where Kiara stopped with Amelia and Hachima. That was probably the best meal I ate while I was over there. I had katsudon and grilled clams, and I had a suntory beer, and the restaurant is just very Japanese, tatami mats, no shoes policy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The service was wonderful. The food was delicious and well presented. And the windows there have a look. You're 200 feet above sea level there, and you have a beautiful look over the ocean from the restaurant. So just great atmosphere there. And they were very accommodating. We had a group of 17 people with us there at Enoshima, and they were able to accommodate all of us, thankfully. So they were very nice about that. We also there's also lots of cool there's also caves on Enoshima. We saw the caves, we saw the shrine, the shoreline's beautiful. The only thing you have to watch out for is the kurokites, or black kites.
Yeah.
Which are a type of scavenger bird. They have a hooked beak and talons like a bird of prey, but I think they're technically classified as a scavenger, like a buzzard. But they will swoop down and steal your food. So if you're walking around on the shoreline with a crepe or something that you got further up the island,
Yeah.
they will absolutely swoop down and try to steal that out of your hands. And with those talons, you're likely to get hooked.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. And I saw one swoop down and try to steal. Some woman opened up her makeup thing, and I guess the thing thought it was food. And he swooped down and tried to take it from her from behind, and it scared the absolute shit out of her. Because suddenly she just had like they're about the size of a bald eagle, so they're rather large birds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she just had this giant bird just come out of nowhere behind her and just swoop down and try to hook her hands and then fly away. And oh my god, she was so scared. I ran over and I was like, "Daijoubu desu ka?" And she was like, "Hi, daijoubu." Her boyfriend was there, thankfully. But yeah, poor girl just got assaulted by a giant bird.
Yeah.
I kept my fists up the whole time. I was like, "Come here, I'm gonna show you how Americans cook a bird. Let's go." Like, LMAO. But yeah, so we visited Shima. It was really pretty. The footbridge that goes to the island. There is no road bridge. There's only a footbridge. The footbridge that goes to Enoshima also has a great view of the bay, and you can see Mount Fuji in the background. So I got a nice picture with Fuji-sama.
Nice.
But yeah, if you want to see the pictures from that, go to my Twitter. There are ways down, but there's a huge photo dump, multiple tweet thread of photos from that day. Fantastic. Absolutely recommend going. And again, like most things in Japan, it's not terribly expensive. You bring like $40, you're going to be able to get everything you want out of it. Like, I'm very glad that Kiara recommended that to us, because that's the reason we ended up going, because none of us knew about it. And she was just like, by the way, you should also go to Enoshima. And then we went, and we were like, that was probably, other than the watch-along parties, that was the highlight of the trip for me, because it was such a cool day.
Oh, yeah.
And the place is just so quintessentially Japanese. Like, it's a place that's, other than, like, you know, some of the, very few things are westernized there. Most things there are just very, very much a product of Japanese history and culture. And
yeah, you go there, you step in, and immediately a wood block starts sounding.
LMAO. So as opposed to like maybe not quite like that. Racist anyway. Like,
it's not racist to point out that wood blocks exist.
Anyway, I'm just gonna fucking ignore that, because that was horrible. But anyway.
I don't want to hear it from you.
That's fair. You won't have to hear it from me any longer. But Enoshima was awesome. And then Tuesday, I just hung out in Akihabara, hung out with a few people. Wednesday, I went to Tokyo Skytree with a friend of mine from KFP, Nini Diesel. She showed me around. She's been to Japan multiple times. We also went to the most famous shrine in Japan, which I totally forget the name of, excuse me. It's really close. There will be pictures later. It was really close to where I was staying, actually. So oh, that's the other thing. I was staying in a place in Japan, or a place in Tokyo called Asakusa, or Asakusa is how it's spelled, but it's Asakusa.
Asakusa, yeah.
And it's right across the river from Bandai Namco headquarters. So I went to go visit there as well.
Yeah, you took a picture of it, and that was fucking cool looking.
Yeah, the whole side of the building is like lithographed, or like or not lithographed, but like covered up and painted to look like they were celebrating like an anniversary of Pretty Cure or something, one of their biggest franchises.
20th anniversary.
Yeah, 20th anniversary. So they had that, and then out in front there were like statues of like Goku and Doraemon and Pretty Cures and a bunch of other stuff. And then they had window displays with Super Sentai and Kamen Rider and a bunch of other stuff, which was super cool. And it was just like, there was no shop or arcade in there, which I thought there would be, because that's their headquarters. But they did have some, some displays and other cool things you could look at. And of course, like giant ass statues out front of their most prominent characters.
Right.
So that was really cool. That was like one of the first places I visited, because I was like, because I saw it coming in. I saw it coming in on the bus, and I was like, huh, or on the train, and I was like, oh, I'm really close to that. And then also, I'm really close to that shrine, and thankfully they were having a festival that day because this was peak cherry blossom season. So we both went to the shrine. We did some shopping there. You know that picturesque, like long walk with shops left and right that you see at every Bond festival in anime.
Yeah.
That was literally the aesthetic. Okay, that was literally the aesthetic. There were women in yukatas. There were yukata and kimono shops left and right. There were textile and fabric shops. There were chopstick shops. There was places where you could buy masks. I almost bought the Mario mask. I did not, but I almost bought the Mario mask. But yeah, and then there was the shrine and everything, and we visited that, took some pictures of the cherry blossoms, and then we walked through a park nearby when we were heading to Skytree that had more cherry blossoms in full bloom, which was really nice because apparently the most prominent park in Tokyo to go see cherry blossoms requires a reservation on those days during peak season.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, so when I got there and tried to order a reservation, they were sold out until I was already out of Japan, so I couldn't see them there, but there were lots of other places to see them very prominently, so took lots of pictures of that. And then we went to Skytree, which Skytree is pretty cool. I've been to the CN Tower in Toronto, and it was funny because I was talking about it to Nini because she'd never been. And there was a Canadian dude right next to me. And when we got off the elevator, he was like, so I heard you talk about the CN Tower. And it was like, yeah. And he's like, I actually live in Toronto. And the joke about the CN Tower is if you live in Toronto, you've never been there. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, it's a total tourist spot. Like, none of us have actually ever been there. And I was like, oh, okay. Good to know. I'm a damn tourist. Sorry. I'm a dumb American. And he's like, no, you're fine, bro.
I guess.
Like, I'm doing the same thing here. But, the first deck is at what they call floor 350. So I don't know.
It does not go that high.
No, it really doesn't. It is one of the tallest structures if I remember correctly, it is the tallest freestanding tower in the world. Now that's a different classification from quote unquote building, because obviously it's not as tall as the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
Not quite as tall as the Burj Khalifa.
Also, Tom Cruise has never hung off of it, so.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty.
You don't know
sure.
what Tommy Cruise does in his free time.
I think if he did, they would have filmed it. Some people would have just instinctively started filming it.
Right. I know Spider Dan has climbed it. And if you don't know who Spider Dan is, he's one of the world's most.
Is that the guy who throws off the spider eating statistics?
No, Spider Dan is called Spider Dan because they couldn't call him Spider Man for copyright reasons. But he is literally, with no equipment, climbed the CN Tower and the Tokyo Skytree.
Kevin, who am I thinking of? The guy who throws off all the spider eating statistics.
And then he's parachuted
I
off
don't
the top.
know.
So.
I don't know.
But I know Spider Dan has climbed
the outlier. Should not have been counted.
He also climbed the CN Tower with nothing but some very basic equipment and no safety harness. So
damn.
Yeah, which is fucking insane. But Skytree's really cool. We took some pictures over the glass floor. Yes, they have a glass floor there at certain parts of the tower. We took a really cool picture there. Took some pictures. Skytree is kind of in the center of Tokyo. And I will tell you that when I was taking photos, people say, oh, Tokyo's the largest city. Yeah, you can't possibly imagine it until you're up there. I took pictures in every direction from the Skytree, and in every direction, the city just sprawls to the horizon. The only exception being the one direction where you see out into the bay.
Damn.
Yeah. It's massive. You could spend 10 lifetimes in Tokyo and never see everything.
Jeez.
It's fucking incredible.
That sounds
But
incredible.
yeah, so I did the Skytree. Now, I had a plan to go to a Tokyo Giants game on Thursday. Baseball, for those of you playing at home.
Yes.
And I also
Just
had
like our Giants.
I also had a plan to go to Nagashima Spa
Have
Land.
our Giants ever fought their Giants?
No.
They should.
They should.
Giants v. Giants. Who do I root for? I'm a Giants fan personally. You bastard! No, the other Giants!
Yeah. Anyway, blood feuds aside,
March of the Giants. See,
yeah.
they could literally call it Shingeki no Kyojin. It'd be funny.
Yeah, it would. They just play the Attack on Titan theme the entire time the game is going on. But yeah, so I had plans to go to Nagaland and the Tokyo game, but unfortunately, the last few days I was there, it was just raining oppressively. So the amusement park had everything shut down. I checked, so I didn't bother going there. And then, of course, the Giants game got rained out because it was even worse the next day.
So you tell me they don't have those stadiums that have the big enclosing domes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
Yeah, those are rare even among American stadiums.
Scooby-Doo taught me they were very common. So
Scooby-Doo.
They're only common in cities.
A liar.
They're only common in city. First of all, they're kind of a newer thing. So if your stadium's older than like 30 or 40 years, then at most.
I'm sorry, your classification of newer is 30 to 40 years?
Yeah, it turns out people don't just revamp stadiums every 5 years. They're kind of massive superstructures.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying that I saw it in What's New Scooby-Doo circa 2004.
Do you think baseball stadiums spend their money revamping their stadium? No, they spend it buying sponsorships.
I like to have a little faith in the human race and also the MLB.
But yeah, it's mostly a thing that only occurs in cities that have lots of heavy weather.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying, I saw it in What's New Scooby-Doo, and I would have assumed it would have been commonplace by now.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to a Giants game, but that means there's more stuff to do next year. And then I tried lots of great food. Soba noodle shops are everywhere. Soba shops are everywhere in Japan, and those are fantastic. You walk in, and they're like the smallest little like single bar restaurants. They might have 15 seats, 15 to 20 seats, and that's it. And there's no cashier. You walk in, and there's a ticket machine to your right. And the ticket machine has a bunch of buttons, like for every item they have on the menu. And you put in some coins, you press the button of the ticket you want, and it gives you the ticket. And then you take it up to the front counter, and you hand it to the guy, and he makes it within about 3 or 4 minutes. And then you're eating.
Damn.
And then you don't have to do anything else after you're done. You just hand the bowls back, say, "Otsukare-sama deshita," and then you leave.
Truly an advanced society.
Well, it makes sense. Like, there's a lot of them in Shinjuku. And Shinjuku is probably the most is probably the most densely trafficked, I will say. I don't think there's a lot of housing in Shinjuku.
Nah.
But there certainly is a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
And so and there's a lot of shopping districts and high-end stuff. So it's very heavily trafficked. It's also the location of the largest train station in Tokyo. So if you're making transfers anywhere, chances are you're coming to Shinjuku at some point. So the train station there is massive.
Yeah.
And so we hold on, what the hell? Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, I'm good. So, so I was in Shinjuku, and there are just alleyways, that are just nothing but soba noodle shops back to back.
Yeah, for anime protagonists to get beat up in. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. There's just like the whole idea is that this is a highly densely populated area so you have to be as efficient as you can with the small space you have. So
Sure.
Having people be able to come in and just buy their noodles, have it served to them in 5 minutes, eat in 5 minutes, and be out. Basically, the whole ordeal takes 10 minutes to get a full meal.
Wow.
And then you're out of there, and then the next person can come in. So it makes a really efficient use of the space and the amount of the space that they have by being able to get as much of a throughput as possible.
Yeah, nice.
So, but yeah, the food's good there. I never had a bad meal while I was in. It wasn't until I got back to the United States and I had McDonald's that I realized how shitty it was. And it's just because it was an overworked airport McDonald's, so it's like I wasn't expecting much. But also McDonald's over there. I had an interesting experience. McDonald's over in Japan, very different than America.
Yeah.
They obviously still have things like the Big Mac and the Quarter Pounder and the chicken nuggets, but that's and French fries, but that's about where it stops.
They also have Diet Coke.
Coke Zero, actually. Diet Coke doesn't really exist over there.
Oh, well, that's better because Coke Zero is better.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is. Pretty much everywhere except America has fully embraced Coke Zero and almost entirely abandoned Diet Coke.
I mean, you can get Coke Zero at McDonald's. I get it all the time.
Yeah, yes, you can, but I'm saying but you can also get Diet Coke in most foreign countries, at least the ones I've been to so far and heard of.
Those countries have taste.
They have taste, so unlike Matt Pat. So if you don't know, Matt Pat's favorite drink is Diet Coke, and he's fucking wrong for that.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Anyway, it's probably because Diet Coke has destroyed his taste buds over the years, which is why he thinks it's good.
Probably.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I went to a McDonald's. So I went to a McDonald's the second day I was there because I wanted to try Japanese McDonald's. Also, I was kind of beat. I couldn't find a soba noodle shop, and I just wanted a quick fix of food before going back to my hotel. So I stopped by, and I saw that they had a teriyaki chicken sandwich, like a teriyaki McChicken. It was basically just a McChicken with mayonnaise and lettuce, but it was dipped in teriyaki sauce. And I was like, all right, sure, I'll try it. So I go up to the counter, and I say, teriyaki chicken seto, which just means, which I mean, literally the Japanese word for teriyaki chicken is teriyaki chicken, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it. And then I said seto, which means set. I want the meal. They use the term seto over there.
Yeah.
And this poor woman obviously knew I was a foreigner, right? But I was speaking to her in Japanese, right? I was using Japanese terminology. She thought she didn't get it. She was just like, do you want Milo? And I said, hi, seto kudasai. And she was like, so you want Milo? And I'm just like, I just heard two people in front of me use this exact same terminology.
You have used this word all your life, lady.
Right. And I'm just like, and you're fucking insulting me right now. Like, I didn't say that to her, but I was just trying to be patient, but it hurt my feelings. And she was like, what size? And I said, large. And she said, oh, large. And then she's like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, honey, I've already started this conversation in Japanese. You don't have to do this in English if you don't want to. Like,
clearly want
I understand. Nihongo jozo, okay?
Well, me no speak your language.
Anyway, Nihongo jozo desu yo. So she just kept replying in English, and I kept replying to her in Japanese. Just didn't get it, and I felt so bad. I was just like, "You're making me feel retarded right now." And by the way, this was not because my Nihongo was not as good as I thought it was. Because every other restaurant I went to, this is how it went down, and nobody else made this mistake.
I think the lady's just Nihongo
troll, okay, I can be.
I think she just likes trolling tourists.
Maybe, but that's not what. Maybe that's not the vibe I got. The vibe was, I think she was just trying to cater to an American and wasn't listening to me.
Maybe it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation where she has an alternate personality.
This is the only place I had this issue. Like every other place I went, every soba noodle shop and restaurant and everything else, and convenience store and everything. We'll get to the convenience store and everything else. I just like.
Did you go to a Lawson's?
I actually did not go to a Lawson. There were none in my area.
Looks like
I've been
7-Eleven. There's a Lawson on every street.
No. 7-Eleven and Family Mart had a monopoly like my 6-block radius. In like a 6 radius of the area. So
look,
it was either 7-Eleven
the Japanese convenience store turf wars or something else.
Honestly, they're not that much different than a Lawson. Like for real.
Oh,
like,
they don't want you to know that.
Well, yeah, but they won't ever say that. But honestly, there's not much difference between a Family Mart and a 7-Eleven. They're basically the same thing with the same items. Okay.
Now you'd be lynched for saying that in some circles.
Actually, I like Family Mart better than 7-Eleven because Family Mart has a better selection of snacks.
But do they have better hot dogs?
I never tried theirs. I did have 7-Eleven's corn dogs though, and they weren't bad.
Yeah.
Of course, I had them fresh in the morning. I'm sure if you get them at like 7 in the evening, like they'd be terrible. But
yeah, I just know there's intense turf wars between the 3 big convenience marts.
Oh, I'd imagine there are. There's intense turf wars between gas stations here in America. So that's why they're constantly trying to break zoning laws so they can have gas stations right next to gas stations.
Actually, there is where right near where I live, there's a BP and a Speedway right next to each other.
Yeah. Also, I never saw a gas station. Anywhere. In all of my travels in Tokyo, I never saw a single gas station.
Nobody drives. There's too much traffic.
No, but that's what it is. There's traffic everywhere, and I'm like, where are you all getting your gas from? What the fuck?
Nobody drives. There's too
Where
much traffic.
Where are you getting your... Every car was an illusion. I was like, where are you getting your gas from?
It's just
this
different
is
flavor.
Wild.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like no. So but yeah, so what was I on before I got sidetracked on Family Mart? But yeah, the McDonald's thing.
Yeah,
but I got my McDonald's and it was good. She forgot my napkins, so I guess that's true in every fucking country. They always forget your damn napkins. But everything else was fine. Everything else was good. And eventually, once I got my order through to her, I stood in embarrassment and shame in the corner while I waited for my food. But it wasn't. Yeah, it was fine. And then I did stop for McDonald's later. I got a teriyaki chicken, and then I also got a tamarind sandwich, which is like, it's like a burger with like a slice of ham on it and egg and cheese and stuff. It was pretty good. I got that, and then I got another teriyaki chicken as well. They had something called a samurai mac, which I absolutely refuse to endorse because that sounds like the most McDonald's corporate
I
bullshit
assume it
I've
cuts
heard in
you
my
when
life.
you eat it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does a monk's robe cut across your chest if you eat it at all. So
It cannot be sheathed
it also,
until it's drawn blood.
it also just sounds like the most McDonald's corporate bullshit that they force on that market. Impossible.
Sure, but on the other hand, Mexicans love Speedy Gonzalez.
That's true. They also love pochita. You know that dude. You know, everybody, all the Americans were like, "Oh my god, this from Cyberpunk Edge Runners is the most accurate Latino representation ever," and all the Latinos are looking at Pochita. It's okay, Pochita. We know what you are. We know what you really are. We love you, Pochita.
Very funny. Very funny.
I love Latino anime. So funny. Like, they're so fucking funny.
TLC, very funny.
Couple of KFP I know are Latino, and their anime memes are fucking next level, dude. It's the funniest.
Yeah.
They're so unique, so funny. But yeah, so the McDonald's experience was a little awkward, but I eventually got my food. It was pretty decent. Would recommend. Definitely try it. I did not get to try a KFC. Kiara, if you're listening, which you won't, but if you do listen, just know that I was faithful. I did not go to our competitors.
Yeah.
Although I do want to try KFC sometime over there. They're just harder to find. There's fewer of them near where I was living than like McDonald's or Burger King.
And if he did go to KFC, he wouldn't admit it publicly. So
no, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Certainly not.
So you have no idea if he's lying right now.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to McDonald's was the only fast food I tried. So they have McDonald's, KFC, Wendy's over there. Which was funny because we actually found the first Wendy's in Tokyo, which was called the Wendy's Kitchen. And somebody was like, I wonder if that was the first Wendy's ever. And I looked at it and was like, no, that was in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think it's there anymore. I think they closed it down, the original Wendy's.
Unfortunate. Wendy must be devastated.
But yeah, no. But yeah, so they have Wendy's, McDonald's, King, KFC. Those are the only American fast food restaurants I recognize. They do have Krispy Kreme there, although they're very rare. Because why the fuck would you ever go to a Krispy Kreme when you could have like Mr. Donut, which is far superior? I did stop by a Mr. Donut, and the donuts are fantastic, and I ate the whole plate. I ate the whole plate.
The whole plate.
The whole plate.
I ate like 8 donuts that day, and I don't regret my decision. I ate the whole plate.
They put it to a test. You're guilty. If you don't touch them, you're guilty.
Right. I wasn't guilty. I ate the whole plate.
You ate the whole plate.
So. Mr. Donut, delicious. Their crawlers are to die for. They are absolutely melt in your mouth. And I didn't even get them fresh. I got them like 3 hours after they had been made, and they were still just melt in your mouth delicious.
Speaking of prefix noun, did you see Dr. Movie, the guy responsible for all anime ever?
No, is that like how, Al Gore invented the internet? Is that one?
No, it's have you never seen the credits of an anime? It's always Dr. Movie.
Yeah. There's a studio based in, I believe it's a South Korean studio called DR Movie.
Dr. Movie, yes.
Officially, it's DR Movie, but
Danganronpa movie, yeah, I got it.
All right. Anyway,
no. Yeah, look in the credits of any anime, you will find Dr. Movie.
Yeah. DR Movie is in like so many fucking anime.
That's funny.
Like, there's so much outsourcing to them.
Your pattern
Yeah.
recognition is stronger than mine. Also, I don't watch the credits. I always skip to the next episode. Anyway.
Hey, ending themes can be bops too.
True.
Yeah, occasionally, but not. I really
End
enjoyed
the
was the one from.
End the discrimination. Ending themes can also slap.
Yes, they can. Oh my god, the ending theme to Claymore is fucking better than the intro.
I wouldn't,
if you've never heard the ending theme to
never
Claymore, that one is better than the intro.
Okay.
I've never seen either theme to Claymore.
Hold on, I'm sharing it I'm sharing it.
Yeah.
Super quick. But while I'm doing this, so the only fast food I stopped at was at McDonald's. Oh, Chrome just crashed. LMAO. LMAO.
Moment.
Small indie company, you must understand.
Yeah.
And then I stopped at, I also tried Mr. Donut. Had to rep my mom. And Mr. Donut was fantastic. There's one in Akihabara right next to Mandarake. So I was like, that's what I always think of after looking at porn. Let me go buy some donuts. But yeah, I will say one thing about Akihabara. If you go, the markups on pretty much everything there.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a bit touristy, and while they do have lots of tax-free shops where you don't have to pay a tax on top of your stuff, that does not mean they're markup free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Figures that I can easily find online, like there's this really beautiful Saber Lily from Fate Grand Order that I got for like $80 at a US convention. It's $120 easily in Japanese yen. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy figures. I also didn't have room to buy figures because I didn't have room in my luggage to bring it back. So, just be prepared that if you're gonna buy figures and stuff, you will pay a markup. However, there is a used figure shop there, and those are very reasonably. And if you can find more obscure and older stuff there too, if you really want to.
Oh, nice.
And I checked out that place, and they had some really cool stuff there for markdowns. Also, Kevin, if you had ever visited one of the shops I went to, you would have sold a kidney because they had tons of classic Transformer stuff there.
Yeah,
and
you
Super
told me
Sentai,
about that.
Kamen Rider stuff merch
Kevin,
there.
which is your least favorite kidney?
Right, kidney tier list, please.
That's gonna be a short tier list.
It's a very easy short tier list. Hey, at least I'm giving him easy. I guess at least I'm giving him easy work to do. You know.
I suppose so, but I just think there might be a better format for a tier list with 2 entries.
Right. Which one's your favorite testicle? Also.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite lung?
Just do the full organ tier list. So it'll get them all done in one go.
Oh, organ tier list. I like the appendix. It's very underrepresented.
The ticking time bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
The one that nearly killed you.
Yeah. But yeah, but anyway, so let's go talk about convenience stores. I was actually underwhelmed. I had heard that convenience stores in Japan are like miles above those in America.
Sure.
Not really. I will say the overall quality of food there is better. Like their actual like grill food that they have is overall better. So like if you go to America station or like a convenience store, like you go to something like Speedway or 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Which unfortunately we don't have here in Ohio, but Sheetz and Wawa have better food. But most of the time you're going to get shitty prepackaged sandwiches and then hot dogs on the roll. That's about the only fresh food you can get quote unquote fresh hot food is that. And then every one of them has that nasty nacho machine, which if you're eating that, I have to ask what's wrong with you.
I got some when I went to OhioCon, I stopped at a fucking Sheetz and I had their taquitos. The taquitos are good.
The taquitos are good if they're fresh. The second they get beyond like an hour old or something on that roller grill, they're like hard and crunchy and overcooked and nasty.
Well, anything on a roller grill is going to get overcooked eventually by nature of being on a roller grill.
Yeah, but the hot dogs are fine if they're a little overcooked. The taquitos just turn to shit really fast.
Yeah.
But here, like, you can get croquettes, meat buns, corn dogs. Like, they have a much wider selection of fresh hot food. And of course they have all of the, they have the onigiri and curry plates and stuff. And they'll ask if you want it hot, and I because I was gonna go sit down in a park or somewhere and eat it. So Chrome is just shitting itself right now. I'm gonna restart Chrome.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my internet, but I'm I'm pissed off with it.
Yep.
But anyway, but I was always told that Japanese convenience stores are way above and beyond, American ones, and I'm like, not really. They are not the micro Walmarts that I was told that they were.
Right.
Yeah. Their food selection generally better. And of course you can buy most of what you can buy in America.
Just crap out again.
Oh shit.
You might be gone this time.
Oh no.
You
You might want to pause.
Yeah. Hold on.
It's food.
Oh.
Mostly it's just food,
Okay.
drinks, and cigarettes, like it is most places. I would say that the overall quality is better, but it's not like night and day difference from like an American, from like a Sheetz or a Wawa. In fact, I would say Sheetz
Okay.
and Wawa are probably better. I will
Yeah.
say that each one of them does, and they all have an ATM or whatever. And that, but I will say that one of the things that is different is sometimes you'll find like a copy machine in one, which is kind of
Oh.
weird.
Interesting. Well, I mean, this is the country that still uses fax machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
What a facsimile.
Gold stars, sir.
Yeah, there you go. I stole that joke from Reddit. Don't.
Yeah, I
There was a Reddit thread about what piece of technology do we still use that we absolutely don't need to anymore, and the answer was fax machine, and then all of the replies were.
Just like a bunch of fax jokes.
Yeah. I imagine so. Here, I'll do an impression. Oh, yes, they were. Also, I love Wawa, Wah, Cali Booba. Doinda, doinda, doinda.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause for a second. Hold on.
Sure.
Jeez.
Welcome
now
back. My computer was shitting itself. Sorry about that. So,
Well, now he has to at least check.
Yeah.
but yeah, no. So convenience stores over there, they're nice. Don't get me wrong. And if you need breakfast, a lot of places that don't exclusively serve breakfast do not open before 11:30. So it's like if you're looking for breakfast in the morning, like I was getting up at like 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning to go do breakfast stuff, and it's like to go do breakfast stuff. And about the only place that was open that was convenient was surprisingly the convenience stores. So I would go and
that's
get like
convenient.
a curry plate and an onigiri or whatever,
Yeah.
soda, and then pick up my smokes for the day.
He means a jelly donut.
Shut up.
And if they were that easy to find, really, outside of a donut place, you can't really get donuts. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I would use the convenience stores quite a lot, and there was a 7-Eleven and a hold on. There was a 7-Eleven and a Family Mart near me, so it was easy to choose. Also, something that was interesting: not every convenience store in Japan sells cigarettes. Like that's unheard of here in the United States. You go to
Yeah.
any convenience store or gas
Yeah.
station in the United States, they always sell cigarettes.
Do
Over
they
there,
also lotto tickets?
yeah, they also sold lotto tickets. I don't know if Japan has a lottery system. I don't think they do. And if they do, I never found a kiosk.
That's pretty
for
funny considering every other aspect of their culture is gambling.
It's gambling, right? Like gashapon. They do have gashapon machines outside of almost every convenience store. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
And obviously, but yeah, convenience stores don't go into them expecting them to be micro like everybody tries to say they are. They are of a general higher quality, both the food that you can get and the service that you get and the cleanliness and all that other stuff. Be aware also that convenience stores are like the only place that you can find a trash can reliably in the entire city. That's the other thing. If you're going to Japan, expect to not find trash cans. Here in America, especially, there's trash cans every 10 feet because fucking Americans are litter bugs, and they're trying to incentivize us not to be by making trash disposal extremely convenient. Over there's just a cultural understanding that you don't litter. I mean, we're talking about one of the most densely populated cities in the world, as well as a city with 20 million people. I seldom saw a piece of trash on the ground.
I'm assuming it's slightly cleaner than Mexico City.
Yes. Huh? Yes, of course. So you'll find recycling bins occasionally, especially kind of near places where there's a significant number of vending machines. But those only take cans and bottles only, no other plastic or paper trash.
Right.
So if you need to throw away plastic, paper, or wrappers or stuff like that, a lot of people, what they do is they keep a little like grocery bag in their backpack or whatever, or with them, and they'll just put their trash in there, or they'll just stick it in their pocket until they get back to their hotel.
Right.
So that's something you have to be aware of. But the one place you can usually find a trash can is a convenience store. You can't find them in restrooms either. There's lots of public restrooms out there.
What? Where am I going to dispense my heroin needles?
Exactly.
I guess I'll just leave them on the floor.
But so that was something. But I will tell you what is a Don Quixote.
Oh yeah.
Don Quixote is a
windmill
Walmart
chaser himself.
It is a Walmart smushed into a tenth of the size. So very cramped hallways, very cramped aisles, very claustrophobic atmosphere, which is kind of cool. And they usually have between 6 and 10 floors, depending on how big the floor is. The one I went to was in Akihabara, and they had 10 floors. The top floor is an arcade. And then the rest of the floors are all shopping and merchandise. The 9th floor is all adult merchandise. So everything from Tenga to lingerie to all kinds of goofy shit and other adult products. But they have everything from clothing to business attire to food to cosmetics. I mean, it's a Walmart. You go there. They had furniture. They had luggage. You could buy like luggage and backpacks and hats and accessories and pretty much everything you could possibly find at a Walmart. You can find it at a Don Quixote, but it's a tenth of the size. So that place is a fucking wonderland. I will be posting pictures about Don Quixote later.
Is there a fireman's pole you can ride all the way to the bottom?
No, that'd be awesome, but it's escalators, sir. It's escalators.
Yeah. Ah, the most dangerous form of transportation. Escalators are fucking monsters. They're our natural predators at this point.
Oh, yeah, also, something about escalators over there. There was an etiquette that I didn't know about, and it's only true for Tokyo. Everywhere else, it's the opposite. But when you're on an escalator in Tokyo, if it's double wide, so it has room for 2 people, you stay to the left. You don't take up the right side, and that's because if somebody from, somebody like police or emergency crew or something needs to get up or down, you're leaving a venue so they can run up or down the escalator.
Road rules.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And it's also, if somebody's in a hurry, they can.
And if somebody's grinding down the center rail, you don't narc.
You're just making shit up at this point.
I assume somebody there skateboards.
Skateboards.
Hey, you want to go skateboards?
Yeah, dude. I am real, man.
How much was milk there? Was he gone again?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
But yeah, so Don Quixote was pretty cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else noteworthy to tell about my trip.
Did you see any windmills and any men chasing after windmills?
No, none of that.
Okay.
But I did see a lot of gyarus, and I was able to point them out pretty easily. I mean, you see a Japanese girl with blonde hair, and
you see any world ends with you looking motherfuckers?
No.
No.
And I did interact with a couple of up and coming idols who were handing out pamphlets and stuff in Akihabara for their concert or whatever.
Oh, nice.
And so they were very cute, very genki, trying to trying to give stuff out, and
Damn, it is real.
I just had to think to myself, I was like, how many times I wonder did she have to do something like that just for no one to show up to her concert? I felt kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because they tried to hand me a pamphlet, and I simply just, bowed and then moved on, and said no thank, and basically just kind of silently said, "Oh, thank you, I'm sorry.
I have an itinerary."
But you're very cute. I also did not go to a maid cafe because I've heard horror stories about them. They're kind of awkward. It's one thing to see a cute anime girl, say be kawaii genki like that, and call you Oni-chan. It's something completely different to see a real human acting that way.
Yeah.
So apparently they can be kind of awkward. That being said, I am going to go to a mock maid cafe in Boston here soon.
Oh, fun.
So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, so I did not go to a maid cafe, but maid cafe is honestly better. So it's just guys, if you get a chance, go to fucking Japan. Just go for a week. Go see some shit. Make sure you go visit a shrine or two.
Well, I needed convincing, but here we are.
Yeah. It's absolutely worth your time, even if all you do is days. It's just especially for somebody who lives in kind of like a boring part of the United States.
Yeah.
Which I'd rather boring than overly eventful, filled with riots and raids and police violence.
Yeah.
But
Hey, we have police violence here.
just not as much.
That's what big police wants you to think.
Dayton cops are actually quite good at their jobs and not oppressive or overbearing. So. But yeah, Japan was fun. The travel there and back was fucking hell. Travel back was a lot easier because it was shorter and it was the plane wasn't as packed.
Yeah.
But travel up there was fucking hell. It was fucking miserable. Also, I should just mention, with all the trains and stairs and everything else I had to take, I was probably putting in 40,000 steps a day. So
Nice.
Yeah, like every
my
time
suggestion is if you're going to go to Japan and you don't plan on renting a car, which is extremely expensive. Also, if you're not used to driving on the opposite side of the car and the opposite side of the road, I wouldn't recommend that.
I recommend packing a Segway personally.
Yeah. What?
You know what a Segway is.
I know what a Segway is. I just don't think packing one is viable.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure they have one at Don Quixote.
Yeah, I know what a Segway is.
They did not, actually. They did not. One of the few things they don't sell there is things like Vespers and Segways. But anyway.
Yeah, see, I know what a Segway is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Are you actually going to cut to Conway Twitty?
Yes!
You better cut.
Yes!
You better be singing right now during this podcast or I'm going to fucking quit.
Yeah, just replace the background with him. Just have him sing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
But yeah, no, fucking, so yeah, make it to Japan. Get over there. And if you're not going to get a car, just get used, and you're not adept at driving out the other way. Just get used to
Segway or skateboard like a cool kid.
Just get used to walking or biking long distance.
Rollerblades.
Maybe do some working out.
Heelys.
Or some practice hikes or whatever before you go, because you're gonna burn out real fast if not. Okay, thanks. You're really fucking helping here. Eat my ass.
He's just jealous because he's outgrown Heelys.
Oh my god.
My Heelys light up when I click them.
Also, if you want to pause real quick, in just a second, that's it for the Japan trip. If you guys have any more questions, send them to my Twitter, okay?
Yeah.
I will be posting lots more pictures there. I already have the pictures from Enoshima up. I will be doing a huge food porn dump at some point during probably today. And you can go check out all the delicious food I ate.
Yes.
But if you want to pause for a second, Kevin, in context, I have the Claymore ending if you want to listen to that real quick. It's not the full ending, just the part from the anime.
Okay.
But,
I'm not planning on spending too much time talking about what I've been doing. So
well, then go ahead and talk. God damn it, I'm done with Japan. Fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, how could you measure up, honestly?
Yeah, I didn't go to a different fucking country and spend my days soaking in another country's culture. No, I stayed home and watched anime and movies.
Sure. Yeah.
As I normally do.
That sounds like you.
Yep. So I think like 2 days after Mike left for Japan, me, Andrew, and our mutual friend Jake, we went to go see Cocaine Bear.
Sure.
Cocaine Bear is really fun. That is a perfect BGS movie night film. So that's absolutely
Sweet.
happening. Like the second that goes on digital, like that's going on the wheel.
Sure.
No, yeah, Cocaine Bear is really fun. We had a pretty nice dinner over there at Cheesecake Factory, and I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind for the first time, because like I've never seen that movie. Most of the Jim Carrey movies I've seen are of course the comedies that he's done. I haven't seen a whole lot of his more serious work, so I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Fucking love that movie. Holy shit, Eternal Sunshine is really, really good. Very tightly written film. It does the Memento thing better than Memento. Because like the entire movie is basically told backwards. Zeke, you and I, last week on Saturday, we didn't record, but we had a journey.
Oh, right, that, yeah.
Yeah, so me and Zeke, like...
Has it been a week already?
It has been, yes. So we get to finally talk about this. So me and Zeke were just, our plan was to actually record something. Like, we just weren't sure what. But we just ended up getting into like a conversation. And the conversation eventually got into like movie aspect ratios and full frame movies and how they're cropped into widescreen and like various aspect ratios. And Zeke brought up how like nobody knows what aspect ratio Disney's Robin Hood is supposed to be shown in. And
it's a clusterfuck of a scenario.
Yeah, and something led to us like Googling the movie, the Robin Hood movie, and Google claims that Pluto TV has the Disney movie, and we both thought that was just really weird. We thought Pluto TV would have that taken away from them, like that would be a Disney Plus
years ago,
exclusive, right? Years ago.
Yeah.
So. We were just going to leave it there, but then I was like, hey, click on it.
Yeah.
And we spent the following, 95, basically 2 hours watching a compilation movie.
Let's set the stage here. It was not Disney's Robin Hood.
It was not Disney's Robin Hood. It was not. It was a compilation movie of this 1990 50-episode anime series loosely based on the legend of Robin Hood, where Robin and his friends are 11-year-old kids and shit. It's really weird, and I have no idea how we managed to keep that going. We didn't record any of it, unfortunately, but
we just started playing it in the background while we were chatting, and we kept talking about animation. And also how weird Robin Hood 1990 is.
Yeah.
Because at first we were just baffled by this thing's existence.
Then we were just fascinated by it after a while, yeah.
Yeah. And to be clear, we only kind of half watched it. It was mostly unmuted in the background. We only unmuted it at certain points to get a feel for what the fucking Christian broadcast service channel ass dub.
Yeah.
Which I described as the most adequate 80s, the most adequate Christian broadcasting system dub you've ever heard.
Yeah.
It is the definition of that's okay, I guess.
It works. It's functional.
It's a bunch of theater people who've never done ADR before.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
They know how to act and they know how to emote, but they don't know their way around a microphone, and they don't know how to act and emote while also fitting lip flaps. So everything's
one
very
of those
stilted and weird.
But it was mostly just fucking in the background while we chatted about other shit and also Robin Hood.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
It was enough that I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll put it on my media thread, or rather Zeke decided it for me, and I was like, sure, why the fuck not? It counts as media experience.
Well, because I wanted the joke of putting it on the media thread only to comment about the menstruation ads we kept getting.
We kept getting like anti-menstruation medication ads like every single commercial break. It was just the same one
that's so
over and
awkward.
over.
The same fucking menstruation ads.
Which is why on my media thread it says, I like the part where they talked about menstruation medication for a long time.
Which, as the only people who've probably ever watched Robin Hood, the compilation film 1990 on Pluto TV, we might be the only people to understand the reference.
We might be. Nobody raised any questions about that, which is probably the funniest bit.
Yeah.
No one asked a question.
They probably just saw that as like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
That checks out. No, the fuck it doesn't.
It was like, well, I haven't seen Robin Hood 1990, the compilation anime film, so I have no reason to doubt that it includes menstruation medication ads.
God, that was a fun afternoon. Literally, the movie ended and Zeke's like, "We're not topping this. I'm gonna go play video games." Bye.
Yeah. Well, at that point, why bother recording anything?
True. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not regretting our decisions that day. It was fun.
Yeah.
No, yeah, watched that. What other fucking weird ass anime compilation bullshit do they have on Pluto TV? I have to check. I don't know.
Probably
got a few.
Kevin, you need to find a clip of Gura's performance at Fourth Fest, because it was fucking, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was. It
was like
Kiara never watches this, right?
Probably not.
I thought her performance was more hype than Kiara's.
No kidding.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm not even a Gura fan. But
Kiara said, like, Kiara actually did say that, like, outside of her, like, Gura is probably the best dancer in EN.
I don't know. Did she actually say that? I don't know.
Think she did.
It wasn't even the dancing. It was just the song selection was so hype.
Oh,
like,
cool. I have to check that out.
And she opened it up doing the fucking the whole handshaking, like the lean over, looking at the crowd and doing the handshaking thing like John Cena in front of it. I was just like, okay, all right. You get style points.
Oh,
Charm.
that's fun. I love it.
Also, she's bent over. Time to stuff the shitter. Anyway,
Stop.
what?
Stop it.
Literally never.
No.
I'll never stop because it drives you insane when I say that.
I swear to God, motherfucker, I know where you live.
I have guns. Come at me, bitch.
I know. Damn it. Bitch.
Bang, 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 bang. No bitches on my land. Anyway.
I can't believe he upended our Robin Hood 1990 compilation discussion on this.
No, continue, please. I just didn't have anything else to you were like, I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing else to say about Robin Hood 1990, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought it was a good point to interject, and also
Yeah.
something that Kevin should be watching. So, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely gonna look that up later.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find a clip of it.
Wait, the Corn or Robin Hood 1990?
What?
I was confused for a second. I thought you meant
I
something else.
think he's looking up the Fourth Fest performance.
Most likely it's been taken down.
Probably,
if
yeah.
it exists.
I'll
I'll
have to look for it. But
Oh, they hate us, Baka Gaijin.
Yep. But
well, it was a paid concert stream, so yeah.
It was.
Yeah, but okay, but xenophobia is funnier.
Yeah.
But we also watched...
Never attribute to business what can be properly attributed to xenophobia.
But yeah, we also watched Dude, Where's My Car for the last Bakagaijin movie night.
It's pretty sweet, actually.
It's a fun movie. It is a
Shimmy.
Shimmy.
It's pretty shimmy.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where, like, at the time, it was actually, like... It's one of those films where it's, like, it's weirdly progressive for the time, but due to standards changing, it's actually kind of offensive these days.
I think that's only true if you're a massive pussy, frankly.
Maybe. I still had a lot of fun with the movie. I still thought it was very entertaining. Yeah, that movie's unhinged. You will not be able to guess where that movie goes after 30 minutes. The entire last hour of that movie is pure insanity. But that's
Might
a
be
fun...
the first time I've ever. Might be the first time I've seen Ashton Kutcher in anything that's not 2.5 Men.
It might be. It might be.
It might be.
Also, Brent Spiner played a random Italian in that
No,
movie.
he didn't. His name wasn't in the credits.
Okay, so he did, and I actually fact checked this. He didn't want to be credited because he was like, I needed it for the money, and I was like above the material. But later on, he was like, that was an asshole move of me. I should have just put my name in the credits.
Yeah. No, I also read that on TV Tropes. But since he's not credited, we can't really say for sure if it's Brent Spiner.
Yep. No, also has one of the, weirdly one of the better film soundtracks I've heard in terms of, licensed music. It is...
Oh yeah, I felt like I was playing Tony Hawk.
It is pure 2000s. It's just... Also, a surprising amount of Ultraman references.
Yeah, felt like I was playing Tony Hawk.
It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. Critics didn't get it at the time, but we get it now. We get it now.
Yeah, we get it.
Yep.
We understand you. We vibe with that.
Also, this Monday we are watching Highlander, and I'm very excited because finally one of my 80s action movies gets picked.
I haven't seen Highlander in so long. You mean we're not watching Highlander the series?
No,
Aww.
no, we're not. No, just the original. Just the original.
No, not true. We have one of the cuts of Highlander 2 on the list.
Oh yeah, you forced my hand on that one, you bitch. Yeah, we got a Highlander 2 on the list. Oh god, you are going to regret that decision, sir. But no, yeah,
I can riff on anything.
But no, yeah, Highlander's this Monday, and I am of course still going through that season of Pretty Cure that I'm currently watching. I thought I was going to get a break from watching Pretty Cure after this. Oh boy, Toei Animation decided to prove me wrong all of a sudden. Because they're like, yeah, we have a sequel season to one of the older shows coming out in October, and I'm like, damn it, I have to catch up on that too. Because I'll be damned if I'm not going to watch that while it airs. So yeah, that's gonna... The Pretty Cure is going to be my life for the next 6 months. Have fun with that.
I won't.
But no, yeah, the season I'm watching right now is pretty fun. It just randomly turns into DBZ sometimes. Like the fights just turn into Dragon Ball Z sometimes. It's kind of great.
Incorrect. None of them got their driver's licenses.
No. That's the current season that's airing in Japan right now. We have a legal age Pretty Cure who can drive. She drives a Hummer.
A Hummer?
Yes. Oh my god, these Pretty Cures are so fucking funny. They make me want to merge without looking.
Goodness gracious.
Hippo hop.
Trust me, we've made the jokes already.
Sure.
But and I have also been I've been playing more Overwatch. Been practicing with Baptiste. He's very easy to get a grasp on after a few minutes.
Sure.
Like he's actually pretty easy to get a grasp on. I like Baptiste.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Baptiste is good. Have a good time practicing with him. Finally got enough credits to unlock the Banshee Moira skin, and god, that is a nice fucking skin. And I've also been playing a little bit of Peggle, because it was on sale on the Steam sale, and I was like, fuck it, Peggle and Peggle Knights, it's less than $2, let's go.
It sure is.
Yep. Peggle is the game of all time. But yeah, that's basically what I've been up to. Just, very fast, very to the point. What you been doing, Zeke?
shooting. I've been playing more Overwatch. I've been replaying Doom Eternal.
You have
on
been,
PC.
Yeah, you have been playing Doom Eternal. God, did I not tell you that the PC version
Eternal's
is
so
like?
fun.
Did I not tell you the PC version is like crazy well optimized?
Yeah, it is. Fun. I can't wait to get to the DLC I didn't do before. I beat Dread Templar. I started playing a new it's not new, it's been out for a while, but I've been playing a roguelike called Gunfire Reborn that I've been finding pretty fun. I started Grime. I don't know if I'm gonna keep up with it right now though, because stuff's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I took a
Resident
break.
Evil 4 remake just came out. and
Yes,
I'm downloading
I bought that. I haven't started it yet.
Yep, I'm gonna play some of that tomorrow, I think.
Yep. I'm still on break from Atomic Heart because it's right before a section where I have to go hunt down all the fucking testing grounds and shit. So I wanted a break from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, just same old stuff. I'm just kind of waiting out these. I'm waiting out the rest of this month before I go on break from my job. For writing wise, I said on Twitter that I'm outlining a bunch of stuff so I can hopefully do a lot of writing when I don't have to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what's going on with that. Otherwise, I'm just trying to survive the days, honestly.
Just trying to get through it all.
Yeah.
Gotta live for, man.
Also, the fucking spring season starts soon, but we'll talk about that more when it actually starts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not now though. It's too soon. We can't. Anyway, I think that'll do it for the first segment.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I think so.
Yep. So we'll catch you. Stay tuned to the Baka Gaijin show. Oh, hot sugar snap peas. We're back. It's the Baka Gaijins.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Sugar snap peas. Anyway, before we get into the Reddit dive, friend of the show, your personal butt buddy, Cuba III, wanted us to talk about the federal judge deciding in favor of 4 publishers in the long-awaited copyright Kate Hatchet v. Internet Archive. Quote, "There is nothing transformative about IA's copying and unauthorized lending of works in the suit," the judge writes.
Yeah, so for those who are unaware, back in 2020, an American writer, Chuck Wendig, accused the Internet Archive of piracy.
I think you mean American dipshit Chuck Dipshit.
Yeah, accused Internet Archive of piracy, blatant piracy, by setting up a book lending service. Mind you, this was in 2020, the peak of the pandemic, when most libraries were closed, and income for people was a lot scarcer than it was before. Because a lot of people couldn't fucking work.
Everybody was reading, but nobody was reading Chuck Wendig.
Yeah,
and that was the problem.
Yeah, and
for Chuck Wendig and no one else.
And unfortunately, publishers got wind of this because they unfortunately listened to this dumbass. And
they spat. Yeah, I imagine he walked in, he slammed it on the table, and all the fucking stuffy executives spat coffee, fucking spit take, like, "What? Books on the internet? My word!"
Yeah, and this resulted in multiple publishers filing a joint suit against the Internet Archive, and the courts found in favor of the publishers instead of the Internet Archive. I want to point out, before we get into this any deeper, Chuck Wendig is trying really, really hard to pretend like he had nothing to do with this. He's like, just so everybody knows, I had nothing to do with the lawsuit. That was done entirely by the publishers themselves. I didn't do that.
You fucking narked, you narc.
He locked his Twitter account, as you can probably imagine.
Naturally, because now people have more valid reasons to hate him than his awful Star Wars books.
I wish Chuck Wendig a very die conveniently in police custody.
I wish Chuck Wendig we don't know how he committed suicide.
Yeah, there's 2 gunshot wounds to the back of his head, but we can't figure it out. It's clearly suicide.
It turns out the victim killed himself by shooting himself in the back of the head twice. Crazy how that happened.
From 3 feet away.
Kevin, I'm gonna need, for legal reasons, I'm gonna need you to slap in allegedly over this whole section.
Yes. Just like in big fucking impact font, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But no. Yeah. I fucking hate this. I absolutely fucking hate this. It's for one, it sets a really bad precedent. Because the cataloging
you accuse people of piracy, it just pushes them to piracy, and that's why I always say piracy is always going to be the most viable, in some cases the only viable source of true preservation.
It really is, because like that's another thing, because like I have no idea whether this is going to have a ripple effect across the entire Internet Archive or the entire internet or whatever.
It very well might.
It might not. If this affects the entirety of the Internet Archive, that is going to be a massive loss for media preservation and web cataloging, because the Internet Archive is a load-bearing pillar of preservation.
Yeah.
Both internet and media preservation. So that falls, we're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad. Yeah, we're not fans of that.
No, yeah, I'm very upset that the Core Society decided with the publishers on this. I figured they would, but it's just it's just sad that that's the reality of the matter.
Well, they say that it's not transformative. I'm like, you are correct, but also fuck you.
You're correct, yes, but it doesn't need to be transformative because it's meant to be a form of preservation and of
It's just all
publicly delivering knowledge to people.
It's all arbitrary bullshit. It's all capital over the preservation of human art and ingenuity.
Yeah.
So I got into an argument with someone on Twitter where, for the ethics of like lending digital items. I'm like, do you know how fucking stupid the concept of borrowing an infinitely replicable digital item is?
Exactly.
Just on the face of it.
Like libraries have a system like that, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
That is like, it's the most fucking arbitrary capitalism brain bullshit. It's fucking, this is how it's always been, even though it's only been that way for like 100 years, but whatever. It's always been this way, so we gotta continue doing it this way, even though it makes no fucking sense for the medium to borrow digital books.
Yeah, this is a recent development in the history of the human race, people. So, the entire thing just fucking pisses me off, and fuck Chuck Wendig for getting the ball rolling on it, honestly.
Yeah. As if we didn't have enough reasons to hate Chuck Wendig.
Yeah, this fucking dumbass, this fucking idiot.
More like Cuck Wendig.
This dude is just like the most bitter, stupid, self-centered old fuck, and he just decided to,
I don't want to talk about him anymore. Let's go on to the Reddit guy.
So yeah, that's our opinion on the whole matter. Fuck that.
Yeah. Anyway, time for the Reddit dive.
Reddit dive.
Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna start with an Aita.
Ooh, fun.
Am I the asshole for refusing to make one of my followers a bowl of poop?
What? God damn it.
I, 167 male, am the leader of my own religion, running a following of about 20 or so followers.
Hold on. Wait.
It's a lot of work having to look after them, making sure our home is clean, arranging sermons, keeping them fed as they work, and venturing out to the great unknown to collect resources, but I'm happy with this life. Anyway, I was cleaning up the place earlier today after 3 piles of poop were left outside when one of my followers, 47M, came up to me to get my attention. He told me that he always wanted to eat a bowl of poop and asked if I could help satisfy this dark desire. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disgusted. Several other followers were watching us, which made things very awkward for me. He's still young, and maybe he didn't understand that eating poop is really unconventional, so I tried my best to get him to reconsider, but he insisted. At this point, the only thing left I could think to do was outright deny the request. He looked absolutely offended after I declined, so I explained that I found it to be disgusting and how eating poop was really unhealthy. He immediately ran off crying afterward. The rest of my followers looked at me angrily and started calling me an asshole. I went over to my spouse, 115F, to see if she understands, but all she did was yell at me and call me a piece of shit. She now refuses to talk to me or even look me in the eyes. That follower's brother, 39M, who I rescued from the woods, had his eyes turned red, and he started shouting from a megaphone about how I'm a heartless monster and how horrible of a leader I am. Nearby followers, my spouse included, started listening, and they seemed to agree with that sentiment. I did what I thought was best for that follower's health, and now the rest of my flock seems to have lost their faith in me. Reddit, I have come to you for your advice and opinions. So am I the asshole?
What is this a reference to?
I'm gonna go with not the asshole. How dare your followers doubt their almighty and benevolent leader? It is time to let them all die of disease and start a new cult.
Oh, God.
I mean, he was clearly just looking out for his health.
I have no idea what to make of this. I'm stuck on the fucking 167 years old thing.
Like, are we pro or anti poop eating on this podcast? Let's break that down.
Personal
anti, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree.
I'm gonna say not the asshole. Sure.
Yeah, not the asshole. I think your followers have become heathens, and your cult must be cleansed. So yeah, not the asshole. Kevin, why don't you read?
I just find it funny that "Am I the Asshole" showed up. It was in the "Am I the Asshole" was posted something about scat, and we haven't had that one yet. And it was just, this is just a revolutionary moment. It's the ultimate, like, this should have been in here a long time ago. There needs to be more scat posts in fucking
Sure.
Am I the Asshole? So Am I the Asshole? Proceeds to talk about shit. Yes, very fitting, very fitting. This belongs here. This belongs here. Yes.
I am. Yeah. Guys,
Please.
I can't keep up with the charade. I'm so disappointed neither you understood this was a Cult of the Lamb post.
Oh,
was it?
Yeah, I
LMAO.
did not understand that reference.
Sorry, I
No.
only watched a VTuber play it. I haven't played it myself, so my apologies.
Anyway, Kevin, read this one.
All right. Would I be the asshole if I stopped giving my son driving lessons? My son is a learner.
Would I be the asshole if I stopped giving my son hand jobs? I mean, what?
What?
Yeah, obviously you gotta look him in the eye and finish like a boss.
My son is a learner driver and currently in driving school, and I have been giving him extra driving practice, which is something he wanted. Earlier on, he was sometimes too hesitant and lacked confidence when merging on the freeway and changing lanes, which can be dangerous if you go too slow or check the mirrors so much that you stop looking ahead. Well, clearly he should merge without looking.
Yeah, but only if he's driving a Hummer, though.
Yes. I
And
pointed this out.
Madagascar's playing.
I've pointed this out, and he's getting better at it. However, at times he still hesitates, and when he does, I would tell him he is driving like a woman. Bruh. He had no issue with this at all and would correct himself when I said that. I did not mean it in a bad way. My daughter is a great driver, picked up driving naturally and passed her test the first time. He got upset at me all of a sudden and asked me to stop saying that. I have no issue stopping with that remark and replacing it with something else, but I don't appreciate being lectured as if I am sexist when I was just trying to help him and use the phrase more like an idiom. My wife agrees with...
Fuck?
Jesus Christ, fuck. My wife...
No, you misunderstand. I am not sexist. It was just an idiom.
Oh my God, Christ. My wife agrees with me and thinks he was being petty, but my daughter agrees with my son. My son and I used to talk like this all the time when he was younger, but lately he and my daughter have become closer and she is influencing his views.
My son and I used to dunk on the female sex constantly, but now he's starting to respect women.
Women, am I right?
How dare he respect the fair sex?
Good God.
My clearly whipped wife agrees with me, but
I think
Right.
I think maybe
Now,
it
if you'll
was.
excuse me, it's 12:51. It's time to go beat my wife. I'll be right back. Good lord.
I think maybe it was wrong to say that, but not asshole level, since I did not mean it literally, and I am more bothered about how he lectured me.
Oh yeah, no, joking about this kind of stuff is totally. Yeah, it's totally.
Jesus Christ. I am more bothered about how he lectured me and treated me as if I am a massive sexist than if he had just asked me to stop. I have been happily married for many years, and I am no sexist.
As we know, no sexist has ever been married.
I was considering stopping the extra practice drives and just letting him use his paid instructor. Okay.
You would be.
You would be, but you're also the asshole for, like, a variety of other fucking reasons here.
I like the edit because he makes it worse.
Oh god. Okay, I get it. I will stop using the term. That was not the issue anyway.
Yes, it was.
It was the issue. That's the core of the problem.
What else could have been the issue? Nothing. That was the issue.
I would have had no problem if he just asked me to do so without accusing me. I was using it more like a quick idiot, so he could realize.
Right. In his mind, woman equals quick idiot. Got it. Whatever that means.
So he could realize for himself and correct himself without me telling him what to do. But I get how it can be considered insensitive. I, however, definitely do not believe women are bad drivers or anything like that. Then why did you say it?
I do not believe women are bad drivers, but also the word woman is my synonym for bad driver.
Oh my god.
There's so much doublethink going on here.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
And you know that if the son didn't accuse him, he would have said, "Can you stop saying that?" And he would have said, "Why?" So, what do you want? I think if he didn't accuse you, you wouldn't have stopped, because you would have been like, "Well, why?" I'm just using it as a synonym for quick idiot, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, you the asshole, bro. Kevin, you didn't give a verdict.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably the asshole here. He would be the asshole if he stopped the lessons, but he's also just an asshole in general for literally everything else he said.
Sure.
Christ. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that, dude. Jesus. Look, if you say something that offends people, and it's, reasonably fuck, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, Saradin, you good to read?
Yeah, send me something.
Okay.
Yeah, one sec. Oh, God.
Actually, can we pause for a second? Hold on.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're good.
Oh, we're back? Okay.
Yeah, we're back.
Good. Alright. I sent Saradin one if he wants to read that.
Okay, alright. Here we go. Atifu.
Ooh.
What the fuck? LMAO! Today I fucked up by accidentally broadcasting a XXX site to a Countrywide video. Now, I don't see what's wrong with, broadcasting a Vin Diesel movie to fucking, the country.
Me neither.
Vin Diesel is a national treasure, so
Xander Cage is a legend.
I'm not exactly wrong. Hi everyone, I am Manny, 15 male. Oh, so now here's the problem. Here's the problem. You're 15.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Oh no, yeah, today you fucked up. Alright, so here's the problem. If you had said, "Hi everyone, I'm Manny, 89M, and I don't know how the internet works, my granddaughter takes care of the emails," then I would have been more forgiving here, but y'all knew what you did, fucking Zoomer. And I am a student in 10th grade, around year 11 for you folk in the UK.
Well, no, he's talking talking to other British
I go to a high school in East USA. Oh, no British alert, damn it. Where's your British chips, I go to a high school in East USA that is really small. Only about 400 students attend the school, all grades combined. And we're one of the top 100 schools in our state. So rich white people. Got it.
Lovely.
I run a small school-wide program that is run 100% by students, and the only mention of staff involved is when it needs to be curated before it is broadcasted out to the school, which obviously didn't happen this time. imagine a school like newspaper run by students, but on a way higher scale. Oh yeah, we put out the the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, we put that out.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like
level quality, but it's for a school of 400 people.
Yeah, it's like that thing in fucking the MCU Spider-Man movies where the school has its own like news broadcast service.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, the program was started by a student actually 4 years ago, and after the graduate the program, because I was very interested in working on a real-life producer experience. I was 14 and extremely naive at the time. Let me be.
Unlike now, when he's not.
When he's not, and he's posting, he's posting Vin Diesel.
He's 15. He's over his naivete.
Right. He's 15 now. He's posting Vin Diesel movies. It's fine. He's grown up.
Yeah.
I pretty much now run the entire thing, where I produce all of our segments, you could call them, and I record and edit most, if not all, the videos for the past year. Now with the background info done, let's get into the story. So it's Friday of last week, and I just got done with a brand new segment that has literally never been done before in a small broadcasting program. Jesus. All right. I was really proud of the segment and was ecstatic to work on it. The segment itself was a podcast format segment where two people talk about different roaming topics, like new Netflix shows, movies, acting changes, and interesting events that teenagers would love to hear about. It had a QR code involvement at the end where it would link to a form that you would here we go, where you would be able to recommend the higher ups in the show what kind of movie shows you'd like us to talk about in the next video. I spent the rest of Friday just planning on how we get the QR code with the form as its link, and ended up just having one of the cast crew send me it finalized over text. On Saturday night about 11 p.m., don't judge, I like to work at night. Okay.
I wasn't?
Fair.
I wasn't. Nobody was judging you. Shut up.
It's weird.
I sort all of the graphics out and things I needed to finish putting in the video together on Sunday. I look through my texts to download the QR code to include the final edit, and I go upload it to Drive so I can transfer it to my PC. One thing to quickly note, I don't know why Android does this, but anything downloaded from text messages doesn't get sent to the Downloads tab.
Oh, yeah.
This is important in a little bit. I looked through my Downloads folder, not knowing the previous note, and I find a QR code that I truly believed was the right one. It wasn't, and I should have noticed, but you'll find out what I mean soon. I think we already know. I upload my file to the Google Drive so I can download to my PC and start editing on it. Now it's Sunday morning, and I begin working on the edit. It's going great, and I love how the video is coming together. I believe this was going to be most likely the best segment I've done as the head producer and editor. One final thing I want to note, my state has a teen arts festival. It's basically when each high school can upload things that represent what the students do at that school.
Oh, no.
It was mentioned to me that one of our broadcast videos should be included, and I recommend the video I was working on currently because I 100% believe that it was... We already know how the story's going to end, right? Can I just... Anyway,
No, keep going,
I was working on currently because I 100% believe that it was the best we could offer. I finished with the video editing and sent it out to be reviewed. Now, I had an idea to check the QR code before sending it in to be finished, and the higher-ups didn't notice either. So the video is now on the internet by Sunday night, and I'm just excited to see everyone react to the amount of effort we put into this video. The video gets shown in the first period every Monday morning to represent what student body at the school, and to wake up everyone with something fun to watch for 10 minutes. The video is playing in class, segments of the QR code comes up. Normally my teacher would stop the video and let people scan the QR code if they wanted to, but today he didn't do that. So I posted the QR code, wrong one, let's not forget, to the Google Classroom stream so that people don't have to go far to find it later so they can scan it. A few hours go by, and I'm now in fifth period, my lunch period, where I'm just listening to... Hold on, I lost my line.
Listening to music.
Music and reading a few r/entitled parent stories. Oh, that's a good thing we should do also. My friend taps on my shoulder, and I look up to find a bunch of people calling my name to come look at this. I go over and see someone scanning the QR code, and it takes them to a XXX website. Again, what is wrong with bringing people the joys of Vin Diesel?
The joy of Xander Cage.
Right, exactly. I don't understand.
Like, it's a fine action film.
Right, exactly. They scan it from one classroom stream at a moment. I delete the message from the stream. I think that it's over, and I even pulled up the right QR code for my text to prove people that it should be right. And then it hits me so hard that the QR code that goes to the XXX site is on the video. I panicked, and I instantly messaged the higher-ups that uploads the videos to the county channel, basically where anyone from my local county can see cool events happening to get uploaded to the channel. I get instantly called to the principal's office, and we are now trying to sort out how to get this video to not tarnish the reputation of the entire school. It's not exactly rocket science to figure out how big of a deal this is. Then I then realized in front of the principal that the QR code I had in the video was in fact a QR code that I pranked one of my friends. No, you just have it because you like porn. It's okay. Then afterwards, I remembered that the video was going to be uploaded to the county-wide Teen Arts Festival, and I had to get the video to not be uploaded to it. I was very lucky to find out that they hadn't sent the video to the Teen Arts Festival. I believe that I deleted the QR. Okay, so this wasn't total. This wasn't a massive Tifu, because this would have been a massive Tifu if it had gone to the school arts festival or to the Teen Arts Festival. For my phone after I pranked him, I guess I didn't. The principal just told me off about how this is learning lesson not to pull these kinds of pranks, and how I had definitely been fired if this was the job I was working. Yeah, fired, blacklisted, ratioed on Twitter. People would have looked up how like you one time forgot to feed your dog in the morning before going to school, and now that you're a monster abuser, like yeah, welcome to the adult life. They knew that I didn't do it on purpose, but it was entirely my fault. So they just said that I had a few days after school detention, and I wasn't allowed to run the broadcasting program for a little over a month. I was devastated about everything, but now I'm encouraged to upload this to Reddit. TLDR, a prank from 2 months ago caused the video to go county-wide with a QR code that led to a XXX site, to a Xander Cage site.
Of course. We're calling him that from now on.
Always double-check anything that you put on the internet.
I made sure to comment, sure, bro, a prank.
Yeah, sure, bro, a prank.
Nice.
That's fucking funny.
He's large, by the way.
That was pretty bad. Yeah.
It's a large Tifu, just like this other one that I'm reading right now. Large Tifu. Today I fucked up by telling my English teacher I would whip her. Am I here?
You're here, yeah.
Well, he told his English teacher he would whip her.
Yeah, let's hear how this goes.
Okay, I just thought you'd have some kind of reaction to that.
I'm just very puzzled.
Okay. This happened a long time ago when I was about 12 years old. I am from Slovakia, where we have this really weird tradition during Easter, right around the corner. Involves pouring buckets of water on women and spanking them with whips made out of willow branches, decorated with colorful ribbons that each girl you visit attaches to the rest. There are literally groups of guys walking down the street that look like they're peeking fucking blinders collecting debts during the day. Understandably, this may appear very bizarre or even barbaric to foreigner at first glance, as it simply sounds like we go door to door chasing, waterboarding, and beating women.
What?
What the fucking hell?
While this is partially true, there is also some symbolism behind it. These customs go all the way back to ancient spring festivals. We pour buckets of water on our women to make sure they stay as beautiful as they are for the entire year. The same goes for the spanking custom, where we additionally ward off evil spirits. Sounds much better now, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Now, with this cultural background information in mind, back to my story. I always enjoyed English lessons when I was a kid. However, my grammar and vocabulary were very limited at that time since I was beginner. One day, new teacher arrived at our school. She was young, came from Oregon. Very nice, very friendly. I may have had a little crush on her. The fact she was native English speaker was very exciting to everyone. It was first time I've interacted with foreigner in second language. She often talked about her life in America, her customs and traditions such as Thanksgiving or Halloween that we don't really celebrate here. A couple of months after her arrival, during the Easter holidays, I wanted to demonstrate our customs to her for a change, and I thought I'd pay her a visit. Naturally, I equipped myself with a small bucket of water, a nice perfume that you add after the whole ordeal is over, and besides granting them infinite beauty, they also smell nice afterwards. Then, of course, my primary weapon, a traditional willow whip. After getting ready, I made my way to our apartment building, unannounced.
Oh god. No!
Once I reached the door, found her name, got my broken English ready, and confidently buzzed her apartment. She clearly was not expecting any visitors and sounded genuinely confused. The dialogue went a little something like this. Bzz. Yes? Hello, I am. Who is it? It is I. Name. Name?
It is I. Name.
It is I. Name. Name, what are you doing here? I have come to whip you. What? I come to whip you. I'm sorry? No, it's okay. I come for the traditional whipping.
No.
This was followed by dead silence, after which she buzzed me in without saying anything. I went inside thinking this was an absolutely smooth conversation and felt quite proud of myself for my impressive English skills. I took the elevator to her floor and knocked on the door. I imagine she must have been quite terrified at this point. Slowly and carefully, she opened the door just enough to take a peek at this goofy idiot kid standing there with a smile on his face, holding a whip in his hand and a bucket of water in the other. The ridiculous exchange continued something along these lines. Happy Easter! Name, are you okay? What's going on? You need to be pretty, so I put water on you now, okay? What? No, what? Name, is this a prank? Where are your parents? No, Dad and I go whip my mom and aunt soon. You first. A tradition. Okay, how does that work? Do I wash my hands and face in the bucket or something? No, I need to put this water on you and whip you with this. Then you are pretty. Then I'm pretty. Okay, well, I don't know what's happening. I'm a little scared, but go ahead, I guess. Please be careful, though. Can you be careful? So, thank God I could at least tell that she was in a bit of a shock, so luckily, did not empty bucket in her face point blank like I would usually do to my female relatives. Instead, I just put my hands in the bucket and gently splashed some water on her with my fingers. She was laughing at this point, but was still visibly confused, saying, "What is going on?" repeatedly, and then I said, "Now I spray this on you so you may smell nice, okay?" I took out the perfume from my pocket. I get it, so I'm not pretty and I stink too. Great. Okay, now I whip you with this to say poem. And say a poem. Yeah, there's also this ridiculous chant I forgot to mention that men say while putting girls through all this. I found a spot-on explanation of it when I was looking for a rough translation. And then there are the absurd chants which are more than folklore, resemble lines out of Monty Python movie. Whacky wimpy, give no fishy. There's just one thing that I beg, a wonderful Easter egg. She was laughing and hollering the entire time, and once I was...
that series of dialogue I just heard now?
That was rough translation of classic poem we say when doing this. Wacky wimpy, give no fishy, just one thing that I beg, a wonderful Easter egg. She was laughing and hollering the entire time, and once I was done, I immediately followed that with, "Ha ha ha, now I want candy, okay?" It's also customary for the girls to give kids chocolate eggs, sweets, even pocket money. Adults get booze. Oh, but I don't have any at home. I'm so sorry. She went inside to look for something and came back with a Tic Tac or a gum, I think, and apologized again for not having anything better. I tried explaining that is alright. Wanted to do was show her tradition and left completely happy with all that went down. She talked to my former English teacher in school, though, who, when called to join them, helped translate things, so everything was explained. They had a nice laugh about it. However, I am absolutely mortified thinking back how clueless I was that day. What an embarrassment that was. By the way, this was the elementary school.
Good God.
TLDR, back in elementary school, I paid an unannounced visit to my new English teacher from America with my broken English and told her I came to whip and pour water on her because I wanted to demonstrate a silly tradition of my country.
I'm here for the whipping. What the fuck?
I am here for the water and the whipping to make you the pretty.
Who the fuck talks like this? Jesus Christ.
Forgive me, it has been a while since I've been to Slovakia. I do not know what they sound like. Hello, I am. Who is it? It is I.
It is I. Name.
Name, what are you doing here?
Good God.
So funny. So funny. Well, I thought it was funny.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I don't hear you laughing. Okay. Well, moving along.
Yep.
Kevin, read this one.
All right. Today I fucked large Tifu. Today I fucked
Large
up.
Tifu.
Today I fucked up by volunteering for a good cause.
Ah, was it the whipping of the women?
No. Didn't happen today, but rather a few years ago when I was in high school. I was pretty involved with my church at the time. I wasn't really devout or religious, but my family were churchgoers, so I ended up being involved with youth group and stuff like that. Each summer, the church... Try that again. Each summer, the church put on a day camp, where the high school kids were kind of like camp counselors for the younger kids. Oh, my church used to do something like that. So I got...
That's when you flashed them all, right?
No, but Jesus Christ. So I got involved helping with that.
Kevin's gonna be on a registry by the end of this fucking...
God, I hope not! The camp was only a week long, and at the end of the week, they did a picnic, and there was usually some kind of game where the younger kids could get back at the older kids. For example, the previous year they set up a dunk tank, and the counselors would take turns getting dunked by the younger kids. I was one of the people who got dunked, and it was actually pretty fun. It was a little uncomfortable at first, just because you don't know when the seat's going to collapse and dump you in the water, but once I got dunked the first time, it was just fine after that. It really wasn't any different from jumping in a swimming pool, plus the water felt nice on the hot summer day, and once my turn was over, I changed into dry clothes and no harm was done. So the next year I had a job at camp that was keeping me busy, and I felt like I was just constantly moving from one activity to the next. The day before the picnic, one of the adults stops me and says, "So about the picnic tomorrow?" "Oh right, we're doing the dunk tank again," I asked, mentally reminding myself to bring a towel and change of dry clothes. "No, not this year, we couldn't find one to rent, so our last minute change of plans is a pie in the face. That okay with you? You mind letting the kids toss a pie at you?" I thought about that for a second, but the idea seemed okay. I assumed...
I think I know where this is going.
Oh yeah. I assumed I'd end up with some whipped cream or shaving cream on my face. The kids would get a laugh at me for a minute or two, and then I'd clean up and be good as new. So I agreed, then hurried off to my next job and didn't think any more about it. Unfortunately, I was busy with something I was working on and missed the first few minutes of our end-of-day staff meeting announcements. Usually nothing super important got discussed there, but I'd later find out that I did miss some important information this time. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words so much right now. Jesus H. The next day, I get ready and head down to the church like normal. My brother, a year younger than me, is also helping out, and he doesn't say anything of any importance to me. The day goes on like normal, and I'm busy doing all the things I've been asked to do. As it gets close to the time for the picnic to start, I'm out getting stuff ready, and I hear my friend call my name from the building across the parking lot, saying they're waiting on me. I scamper over and enter the building into a side room off the main auditorium. There I find two of my friends, along with one of the adult leaders, who start saying, "Excellent, you three are our pie-in-the-face victims. Great. Why don't you empty your pockets and leave your shoes and leave your watches in here, along with your shoes and socks, and then head out into the main room." At this point, I realize that I must have missed a memo. Why would we need to do all that? I thought maybe they did come up with a dunk tank after all, but that didn't make any sense because we were outside. But inside. We were inside, yeah. But I did as I was told. My two friends and I then entered the main auditorium where all the kids were waiting for us, and burst into applause as we entered. That's when I realized that I really effed up. They had a big table set up where a few counselors, including my brother and girlfriend, were scooping gobs of pudding onto paper plates, thus making the pies. And in the center of the room was a big plastic tarp spread on the floor, and 3 metal folding chairs on top. I need to take a drink of water. I have a dry mouth.
Sure.
Okay.
I finally realized
that this would be a much bigger mess than I prepared for. And indeed, it was, as they turned the kids loose on us, and over the next 15 minutes, we ended up covered from head to toe in chocolate and vanilla pudding. I don't know how many pies there were, but I'd say there were probably 50 kids in attendance, plus another dozen or so counselors who got in on the fun, and I saw plenty of people come back come back to pie us more than once, so it was a huge mess. Now, to be fair, it wasn't totally miserable. It was actually kind of fun, to be honest, but I just wasn't expecting it. When the Horde finally ran... the Horde. When the Horde finally ran out of ammunition, they were dismissed outside, leaving the three of us dripping from head to toe with pudding and a few other helpers to get cleaned up. The leader came over and cheerily chirped at us that we were such good sports for agreeing to do that, and the kids had such fun throwing pies at us, and she was so thankful that we were so wonderful. I finally admitted that I had no idea what we had signed up for. The leader said, "But we talked about it at staff meeting yesterday." "Yeah, but I wasn't there," I retorted. My friends were absolutely cracking up laughing now, as was my brother and girlfriend. And I couldn't help but laugh myself. I don't even have a change of clothes with me. Me and my friends carefully moved outside to where a garden hose was waiting to hose us off as best as we could. That didn't do a great job, and plus still left me wearing messy and wet clothes for the rest of the afternoon. Fortunately, we lived within walking distance of church, and after an uncomfortable walk home, I took the longest shower of my life and finally felt clean again. All in all, I'd say at least the experience was funny and people got a good laugh out of it, but had I known what I'd signed up for, I probably wouldn't have volunteered for it.
Okay, I'm just gonna fucking say it. This is not a large Tifu.
It's not a large Tifu. It's kind of small one, actually.
I thought what this was gonna do is he thought it was gonna be cream pies, but then it turned out it was some kind of fruit like apricot or cherry or something that he was allergic to, and then he was gonna get decked in the face with a pie he was allergic to or something like that. This is not a large Tifu. There were no anaphylactic shocks in this story.
There really isn't. Again, we've made the distinction here. The large Tifu should be reserved for something that causes, like, a major, like, personal issue or causes, like, a physical problem or nearly gets somebody killed or something. This doesn't have any of that. It's just, haha, I got doused in pudding. Like...
not large.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
It really is. It really is. This isn't a large Tifu. This is barely even a Tifu. It's mostly just I wasn't there for when they told me I was going to get slathered in pudding.
Read the next one. I'll do the one after that.
Okay. Okay. Would I be the asshole for not returning $1,000 gift given to me by coworkers, quote, for my baby?
Wait, what? I spaced there. What?
Would I be the asshole for not returning $1,000 gift given to me by coworkers, quote, for my baby?
Oh, God.
Throw away.
Oh.
Me. Enter me, 34F, piecing old memories together with new info I just got. December of 2019. I tell boss I'll be quitting the end of January 2020 to be self-employed. You picked a hell of a time to quit. But my boss asked me to stay on payroll so he can contract out work to me easily. On my last day, coworkers leave me a goodbye card with $1,000 cash. March 2020, I move a few hours away. Last week, March of 2023, I see a former coworker who pats my stomach and asks if this is my second. I internally die because, she thinks I'm prego. Oh, I know I'm 20 pounds over where I'd like to be, and that a lot of that is on my gut, coupled with a super curved lower spine that made my belly stick out even before I got fat. I tell my coworker I don't have any kids, I'm just fat, and she looks awkward. I feel awkward. 0 out of 10 experience, would not repeat. This morning, I got a call from HR passing on a message from a different coworker asking for the going away cash to be returned. It was meant to be a maternity gift, quote, for my baby, that me being fat and wearing shirts that emphasize my belly was, quote, deceptive, and I tricked that coworker into thinking I was pregnant. HR says she overheard the convo about me leaving but continuing to do some work in the coming months and took that as some kind of maternity leave. She took donations from the staff under that pretense, and now my fatness and lack of babiness is the hot office gossip. God. Feeling super great about that too. HR says they can't force me to do anything, but it would be really nice if I would return it. Here's the thing. I no longer have the card, but I am sure it did not say anything about there's the kid inside you.
Oh.
It had I'll tell you what was on it. It had 2 pandas on the front that, now that I'm typing, I do remember there was a big one hugging a smaller one, so maybe that was about babies. But it definitely didn't say anything like, oh, you got a bun in the oven, or your sex was successful. We think you're pregnant. I am certain I would remember that, because that's super big insecurity I've had for the past 5 years since I started gaining weight. Medicinal side effect. Oh, sure, it is. My husband keeps saying, nobody thinks you look preggo, so haha, sucks to be wrong, hubby. This is a very hollow victory for me, though. I'm feeling crushed and upset that the going away gift actually wasn't, and not once did any of my coworkers actually ask if I was pregnant. I don't really want to return the money. The cash is long since gone, but I guess I could pull $1,000 from my bank to give back.
Right.
The old boss has been emailed about this entire exchange, posting here while I wait for a reply from him and googling women's fashion to hide belly fat. Feeling horrible about my body. No, that was their mistake.
Yeah, that was his mistake.
Yeah.
No, they made an assumption, a very wrong assumption, and like
They made several assumptions in rapid succession.
So
collectively, and then never asked.
Yeah, so like it's, oh my god. No,
Not the asshole.
you're not the asshole, OP. This is entirely on them. You're under no like obligation to give that back or reimburse people. Like, that's on them.
Top comment, not the asshole. Seems like a sick life hack, to be honest. I'm going to try that. Could be tough, though, because my beard is going to give me away. Because he's a man, you see. Because he's a man, you
yeah.
see. Yeah, this is the joke, yeah.
Am I the asshole for wanting to drive the family instead of my wife?
Okay, I'm confused already. Instead of driving like your family instead of your wife, or the wife driving instead of you?
Let's get into the context.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Since
drive
we were
my
married,
wife.
Oh, okay.
The pioneers used to drive these babies from meals.
Right, this immediately makes more sense. Since we were
Okay,
married, my
okay.
wife always wanted to drive when we go places together, and now as a family. She originally said she got car sick, so I went with it for a long time, even if it made me feel uncomfortable. It has been bothering me more and more lately, especially when we are at social events, and everyone's leaving, and I'm sitting in their passenger seat, waving bye to everyone getting into their cars, feeling like a child. Okay.
Okay.
I brought it up in a marriage Oh.
Oh dear. Oh.
I'm getting some quick idiot vibes.
Yep, all right. I brought it up in a marriage counseling session recently. This is more of a maintenance type of thing we've been doing for a long time, and our counselor recommended that she give me a chance driving. She wasn't happy at all, but agreed to try it out. Every time I've driven now, she's been extremely bitter. She'll sit in the passenger seat, stewing away in anger, one-word responses, very cold. She mentioned that this is one thing I can control, and now I don't have that. Funnily enough, she didn't mention car sickness at all. It's been 5 or 6 times now that we've done this. Each time I bring it up, she gets pissed off. She won't refuse, but she will be miserable. I'm not going to lie. My reasoning for wanting to drive is that I should. Okay, everyone sucks here. It's embarrassing for what others see.
Okay, he cut out, so I'm just going to say he said, I believe the husband.
No. Because I believe the husband should drive. It's embarrassing for me when others see me sitting in the passenger seat being driven by my wife. It's emasculating. When I started driving, my daughter even asked why I was driving. When I responded, Daddy's drive too, she responded with, but you don't. LMAO.
Yeah, sure, that happened.
Yeah.
That totally happened.
Yeah, her reasoning is she got car sick, but hasn't complained about it once being in the passenger seat, and that she loses some sort of control. She has stated that she hates that our counselor gave that suggestion. Am I the asshole for wanting to be the driver when family? Should I just let her drive and deal with it? She makes me feel comfortable and a bit disrespectful as a husband. Thanks. Everyone sucks here. Because you've got some misogynist belief that husbands should always be the drivers in a situation, but she's also being a bitter bitch who just wants to be the control freak in the car.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
Everyone sucks here. Like, you're not an asshole for wanting to drive, you're an asshole because of reasons you...
Yeah.
If she does get genuine car sickness, that's valid, but also she's also being very cold about it. It's the fact you were already in marriage counseling tells me that maybe this wasn't working out in the first place. Also, I'm calling bullshit on that daughter thing. I think that's completely made up.
Probably.
Completely.
It's like, I'm just gonna add that in there for flavor to try and shift blame.
Sway the audience.
Yep.
Played our mode. Too bad I'm too smart for that, you dumb fuck. I see through you. You're transparent in my eyes, and you're also... Everyone sucks here.
Yeah. Just fuck this whole situation. Fuck all of you people. Jesus H.
Alright, let's see here. I thought that was one I wanted to just get to, but I don't remember here. Which one of these is the bestest?
I don't know. You're the one who's, got the Reddit open.
Yeah. I'm just kind of skimming through whatever. I'll just default to the medium Tifu when in doubt. Medium Tifu. Today I fucked up by taking a dump in her old toilet.
Oh no.
This happened a few hours ago. Well, 4 days ago. Whatever. I, 22M, am on a short 2-day trip to Kana City. It says Kanos. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's some sort of Pokemon town. Anyway.
It sounds like a Pokemon town. It's like, oh yeah, it's just west of Pewter.
I needed a place to stay for 2 nights, so my friend that lives there but was away hooked me up with one of his better friends, 21F. She's super busy and I arrive late, so I only get to meet and talk with her very shortly on the first day as she picked me up from the airport. Turns out she's hot. We get along more than well. She gives me extra key, and the next evening I'm home first and she's coming earlier today too. She texts she's on her way and I'm waiting. Her apartment is one of those older Her apartment is one of those older Soviet-built ones, so the plumbing is pretty weak there. Some faucets barely work. Problem starts when soon after her message I get the urge to make shit. That's literally how it's written. That's not me doing the accent.
To make shit.
That's literally how it's written. And taking a shit is somewhat sacred to... He says sacred. I'm assuming he means sacred.
Probably sacred.
Somewhat sacred to me, as otherwise I feel uncomfortable, so I can't postpone it for later.
Oh, God.
I knew it was risky, since I saw how weak the flush is, and if I can't get my waist down, that would kill all of my dignity and whole vibe if she discovers. I do the deed. Is one of those buoyant floaty types. Pray the Lord send potentially last words to my friends. Pressed down the rusted flush button. Some shit go down, but 2 big turds still chilling above sea level. This is only the beginning of the adventure.
Oh no, gets worse.
I regret my choice for a few minutes, but then adrenaline takes over. The plumbing is bad, so flush tank fills very slowly. Also is apparently ineffective anyways. Need ideas. I resort to traditional methods. I find the biggest pot and start filling it up with that slow, weak faucet. Felt like an eternity, because she is there soon. It is full. I try to spill the payload of my savior pot onto my shit in a quick waterfall. It's it's effective, but nothing. Both happy turds still floating. Now the sweat kicks
Happy
in.
turds.
I think 2 pots unloaded in quick succession might do it. So I get another one, start filling them from old slow faucet. At this point I realized how fucked I am, since she could be unlocking the doors and find me any time here running this huge shit flushing operation. Anyway, eventually I fill the pots. I stack them up near the toilet and pour both as fast as I can. Progress achieved. 1 turd down, but still have that one afloat. I can't afford extra 3-4 minutes to fill pots again. May not work. Damn, those faucets really do suck. At this point, I already had enough time to ponder the worst solution. In complete desperation, I fish out my toxic offspring, collect it with toilet paper, wrap it, and proceed to balcony. It's 3rd floor. I see a little grassland at throwing distance where it could blend in as innocent dog shit. I catapult my projectile. Midair, it loses its paper cover, and with all expected beauty lands on the windshield of an old Toyota parked just by the grassland. I only briefly reflected on the kind of terror I caused, as I really needed to wash my hand fast, and she came just moments after. We had a fun evening. My dignity remained, but now in bed, can't sleep peacefully knowing my shit is out there on someone's Toyota.
I mean, this just reminds me of the diaper flinging at fucking Rainforest when people were throwing full diapers on his car.
Oh no, not that. No, not Rainforest. No. Well, that's just a shitty situation.
LMAO! He said the thing!
And with that, we go to the lightning round.
Yeah.
This is where we go to our unpopular opinion. Has some unpopular opinions. Are the opinions popular? Unpopular? Do you agree? Disagree? I don't. Unpopular opinion. It should be double V, not double U. You know, he kind of right though.
The Vivitch.
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of right though. Unpopular opinion. The U.S. should be more like Japan in some ways, but also some ways we should not be. There's good and bad in that. Let's see here. Unpopular opinion, I think it's really, really stupid to be offended by straps and shoulders. This was absolutely written by a high school girl getting reprimanded by a teacher.
Absolutely written by a fucking... Oh my god, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. No. Don't misunderstand, user plant milk. I agree with you.
You're right, but
you're very obviously a high school
we know
girl who
what
just
you
got
are.
reprimanded by a teacher. Yeah. Unpopular opinion, masturbating in the shower sucks. Well, yeah, because water's a terrible lubricant.
like what? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
I mean, you have the shampoo though. Like,
yeah, you got low. Yeah,
it's easier for women because you just use the shower head and go woo. But like,
but
guys,
that's
it's
also
different.
they also get infections that way. So.
Yeah, that is also true. That is also true.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here. Unpopular opinion: if your vehicle can't fit in one space, it should not be allowed to park there at all. Looking at you, pickup trucks.
Looking at you, literally every garbage American car.
To be fair, that's just America at this point.
America, please no.
I'm bound to ruin your day, yeah. Unpopular opinion: crunchy hard cookies are the worst. Cookies should be soft and chewy. I mean, it depends on the type of cookie. You know, like my mom used to make the fucking chow mein cookies all the time, and those are great. I like a crunchy cookie and I like a soft cookie. I like cookies. Sue me. Okay.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion: silences are not awkward.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
We were in sync. That's perfect.
No, he's back. Get out of here, Conway Twitty. Get him out of here. Unpopular opinion: cherry pie is better than apple pie.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Kill yourself.
I like both though.
Both are good. Why must we have kings fight?
Yeah.
They're both good.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: adult friendships are difficult and exhausting to maintain. Don't have kids.
Nah.
They can be if you're if you're a drone.
I don't know. I feel like I keep up with my friendships pretty well in general.
Well, what the fuck else do you have going on?
That's a good point. Depends on what kind of life you have, I guess.
Yep. Unpopular opinion: Jenna Ortega is an industry plant. They all are.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Unpopular opinion. Holy shit, gaming laptops are so fucking ugly. You take that back.
And fuck you.
My Lenovo Legion is beautiful. It's a beautiful spring
it's
flower.
okay, Sasu's Tough Gaming A15. He didn't mean it.
That doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
It doesn't. Now, if he was talking about the fucking, like, naming schemes, yeah, that can be true.
Yeah. Let's see. Unpopular opinion. It's annoying and makes no fucking sense when people act shocked and say your kid looks just like you. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, your genes are really in that, huh? Look at that thing. It looks like an even split between you and your respective partner.
Like,
What the fuck?
Thanks.
That's crazy. Unpopular opinion. I prefer drinking hot water to cold water. Oh god, another one of these guys.
Oh god, no, stop it. No,
What are you,
it's not refreshing.
What are you, a recovering coffee addict? Get out of here.
Just drink tea.
Well, that's hot. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Unflavored hot water is psychopath behavior.
What's psychopath? Wait, what?
Unflavored hot water. Like we literally just agreed.
Yeah. Like, anyway, yeah.
Right. Unpopular opinion: Cheese Whiz and jam is superior to peanut butter and jam on a sandwich. I've never tried that.
No.
Oh, that sounds horrific. Oh, that sounds disgusting. No.
Cheese Whiz and jam. Cheese Whiz.
Please get some help.
Please,
Stop.
no.
Get some help. Get some goddamn help. Get some goddamn help.
Hold on, I'm making a note.
Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus.
I'm making a note here. This might pay off at some point.
Okay. Oh no, God, no.
All right. Unpopular opinion: only idiots would buy the Double Down burger at KFC. First of all, it's not a burger. And second
It's
of all,
a sandwich. Thank you.
And second of all, they wanted Diablo 4 beta access. You can't blame them. Unpopular opinion: being called bimbo/himbo is a compliment. Well, first of all, those are two very different terms. But I mean, to each their own. To the eye of the beholder, everything's a compliment depending on how you interpret it. Unpopular opinion: half of all vegans are just teenage girls looking for an excuse to brand anorexia as healthy. I don't know about half.
I don't know about half.
Oh, no.
I'm sure there's a handful.
Yeah, I'm sure it exists. It happens. What's wrong, Kevin?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, was that just a response to that?
Yes.
Okay. Unpopular opinion: wearing underwear is more comfortable than going commando. Sir, this is unpopular opinion.
It depends.
It depends. It's a situational kind of thing. Like,
Well, yeah, obviously wearing clothes is contextual.
yeah.
That was not in doubt.
Yeah. I just don't know if I agree with this. It's just,
With wearing are you not wearing underwear?
okay. Like generally wearing underwear, yeah, but like, I don't know. If you're sleeping commando, then like that's fine.
That's not what he said, though. He's just said wearing underwear more comfortable than going commando.
Right? Yeah. Then that's fair. Yeah.
You guys are weird. Unpopular opinion: those dubstep gaming YouTube intros are severely underrated.
That is an extremely unpopular opinion because I find them horrendously try-hard and obnoxious.
They're obnoxious. I hate them. Oh, they're so bad. Like that doesn't immediately click off the video. No, bye.
I'll give you an upvote for unpopular opinion, I guess. Unpopular opinion, petrichor smells disgusting. That's alright.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Pat did not approve of my pillow. Pat was just like, dude, seriously? I was like, dude, it's a meme. Shut up.
Like,
Unpopular opinion, most famous crime should be named after the criminal, not the victim. I feel like it's almost a 50-50 split, honestly. It just seems like a random chance whether it gets addressed by the victim or the criminal.
yeah.
Right.
Let's see here. Unpopular opinion, one-hit wonder artists are better off, but sometimes we want more. Come back.
Sometimes.
Baby, come back. Unpopular opinion, imitation crab is better than actual crab. This is going to require a taste test.
No, it's not. I've had both.
Nah, I can't.
I had
agree
real
there.
crab recently in Japan, and I've had imitation crab.
You
got
had
it again?
imitation crap.
Unpopular opinion, Sonic 06 is the best Sonic game.
Fuck off. Fuck off all the way. No, we are not doing this. We are not going to no, we are not doing a critical reevaluation. We are not doing, Sonic
I think
06's Secret
you
Kino.
know,
We are not doing that. We are not rehabilitating the reputation of Sonic
think-
06. No, that game's shit.
I think maybe we were too hard on Sonic 06.
No, we were not. No.
That game got exactly
fuck
the
you,
response
and
it
I think your
deserved.
opinion
It's
fucking
time.
my ass.
It's time to reevaluate our opinion of Sonic 2006 in the current year. Does it hold up?
Let's see. I reevaluated my opinion here.
No, it doesn't.
It's still shit. It's still bad.
Still fucking garbage.
Look, I get. Okay. So like, where people are coming from here is like mostly a matter of what could have been. If the game wasn't rushed and if the game was actually, if the game actually functioned properly. But it doesn't. That's not the game that we have. The game is unfinished. It is poorly. It actually, even if it was, it still has a bunch of like really bad design elements that don't gel together. So, like, we are not going to do this. No, I refuse. Sonic 06 is a bad game and it deserved the reputation that it got. So,
remember that point where like the entire game devolved when like this human woman kissed a furry? Yeah, it was great, right?
That was the best part, actually.
That was the most horrific part of that game.
Honestly, looking back, that's one of the least bad parts of the game.
Jesus Christ.
It kind of peaked there, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Honestly, in the hierarchy of things wrong with Sonic 06, I'm going to give Princess Elise a bit of I'm going to give Princess Elise a bit of slack here. It's like, you know what? You kiss that hedgehog. You do you.
Unpopular opinion, sweet potato fries are rubbish and even more insulting when they cost extra at a restaurant.
I'm not much of a fan of them personally.
Nah, me neither.
Yeah. So like I can agree here. Just it I get why they cost more, it's just I don't like them.
Yeah. I agree. Unpopular opinion, we don't need a different name for every group of animals, such as a kaleidoscope of butterflies is a thing.
What?
Wow. A murder of crows or a business of ferrets. Most of it is silly and doesn't make any sense. Counterpoint, it's silly and it makes no sense and I love it.
I didn't realize that a bunch of butterflies was called a kaleidoscope.
That's badass.
I love it. Let's use that. I love it. That's awesome.
OP's a fucking moron.
OP, you don't understand. This is cool. We must keep doing this.
I'm getting Blood Mouths vibes.
Yeah. Yep.
Unpopular opinion, I buy Nestle products and I don't care that they're terrible. Whoa, dude, you just blew us away.
Good for you. I'm glad.
This guy's cock is so huge. Unpopular opinion, the saying 30 is the new 20 is stupid and makes zero sense. I agree, we haven't increased our life expectancy enough to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Do. Unpopular opinion, HDMI needs to die the same way lightning does.
What? What? Why? What? Huh?
I don't see a reason why it needs to.
Do they explain, or is that just it?
Oh, let me look at the post. Load. Okay, he want. Wait.
So
Okay, he's saying he just wants a universal port. He wants a universal, like, he wants USB-C to be everything. I'm like, okay.
I mean, it's moving that way. It's moving that way anyway.
Okay, so
I
like
guess.
USB-C. Okay, so like USB-C is a data transfer device. Like
You can do video out over it.
yeah, but God,
You can, but
HDMI just works better as a dedicated audio visual in and out.
I don't agree with this idea that everything needs to be one thing eventually.
Me neither. Yeah. Like HDMI is fine. Like it's fine. It's good.
Unpopular opinion, there's no such thing as aging gracefully. It's all relative. Some, like, yes, I really get sick of people that look at a photo of Keanu Reeves from like last week and go like, he hasn't aged a day. I'm like, no, he has. He's like 55 and he looks it. He just looks good for 55.
He looks really damn good for 55. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people just look better as they get older, and some people don't. It's incredibly dependent on the person.
I don't know if they look better or they just look. They just look better. Again, it's like for whatever age that is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I agree with this in spirit. It's all relative though.
Yeah.
What that means is that you've aged better than most people.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like I don't know. I don't know how to word that thought. Anyway, unpopular opinion: there was nothing wrong with eating baked beans out of the can.
Correct.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's. I assume that. I always assume that was the way you're supposed to do
That
it.
is perfectly valid. That is fine.
Yes. There is something wrong, however, with eating baked beans straight out of the can with a straw.
Yeah, that's just weird. What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So maybe don't do that.
Who does that? Who?
No one in particular.
Huh. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
not going to have you elaborate further.
Yeah.
Continue.
What idiot would do that regularly? Anyway. Let's see here. Unpopular opinion: honking your horn and waving as you drive by someone you know is dumb. Sounds like you need friends.
You need, dude. If I see someone on the road that I know, I'm gonna do that. If I ever drive.
Unpopular opinion: horses were better than cars. Well, they were certainly more personable.
Yes, but think about this. Cars are measured in how many horse that they are.
It's true.
So
It's true.
consider.
He makes a compelling argument. I can't debate that. Unpopular opinion: wearing a cross is virtue signaling.
What the
That's an interesting point. In a way, it's literally signaling virtue.
By strict definition of virtue, that is correct.
It is literally signaling virtue.
By God, I think he's onto something. God, is that virtue signaling too? Fuck.
That's genius. We're not going to top that.
I think we're good here.
Anyway, yep. Thank you for listening to the Baka Gaijin show. If you want to be part of the show, you can join our Discord server link below.
You don't want to be part of the show. Run! Run away! Run away screaming!
Or you can email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com, and you can also follow us all on Twitter at ZekeFreak, at CCharmanderK, and at Sarajin Sedranor. We'll see you next time. ZekeFreak out. Ciao, ciao for now.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that